from here pretty considerably.
And the mid lane matchup, NTS and Malrine are neck and neck. Net worth.
Pretty nice for Malrine. I think this lane mainly comes down to if you can dodge some of the scatter blasts. If you dodge even 1 or 2, you kind of just free farm here. Pretty much have to land everything as a Snapfire to potentially look for that kill before the level 6. Even then, it's pretty difficult.
Costreamer are already thinking about, okay, how are we going to shut this Necrophos down? Because Amar is jacked, man. He's level 5, highest net worth in the game. He's 500 up on Skeeter right now in net worth. Mid lane rotation, blood grenade's gonna land, hit him with the cogs. Nothing to say, another round of cogs to land. Scatterblast coming up in a second, but that will not be up in time to stop Malrine. Just rolls on through. And is this gonna be another situation where Xnova just dies alongside his core? Now Malrine forced out, but still, Extreme Gaming continue to suffer. And the Snapfire is going to be late for the power runes, so that kind of sets Malrine up for even more success.
He's going to heal, come back. He's going to be full resources for this fight. Sentry for some extra vision control. Should go his way. It'll be a shield during Tom. I don't think FY is going to be able to deny here.
Kisses reading in on Amar trying to get close enough that the Kiss is that minimum range, but can't really close that gap fast enough. So nothing to say, makes the most of his death with a good rotation
for sure
to try and slow down Amar.
Somebody had to kill this hero. He was out of control. That's a big kill to find in this early game. Salvages it a bit. FY gets a bunch of experience mid. Does the smart play. Pulls away. Forces creeps under the tower before NTS gets back there, and he efficiently farms a little stack. So super nice little mechanics from him. XXS not too happy about that, as he's still a little ways away from the Dominator. Be careful about your Wisdom Shrine here. This is a Shield Rune Ember. Very strong, just sitting there with that.
Yeah, how do you fight this? I feel like you have to teleport in Luna or something. Some cores need to be here, otherwise they just have to give this up. They make the call to give it up. And maybe give up the kill on XXS2. Okay, this is getting way out of control. Another power shot. It looks like Skeeter may not have enough mana for it. Snake King is going to be dove and killed. So, all right, Extreme do get something out of it. I don't think the trade-off is that great, but
especially if they lose Ame bottom.
Oh, yeah, Ame's being run down. Looks like that was the cogs that already hit him, so Ame is a bit lucky, spared a bit of damage, but where does he go from here? Skeeter's already teleporting onto the tower. Ame is going to get sandwiched somewhere in here. Spot him off of the rocket flare, and he's just not fast enough. Reaper Scythe will get the kill, and that's a stack for Amar.
Not only did he waste a lot of time there, he ends up dying to the Reaper anyway. Wave's just going to instantly come in, so you can just focus fire this tower. Easy tier 1 rotation for Skeeter. Things looking solid for Falcons. Maybe
Falcons is trying to, be a bit greedy. Take too much off the map.
Keeping Ember up here.
Oh, he almost got him with another double edge. Okay, they got him now, but Malrine shows up, kills Courier, and probably kills Xnova too with no dive. He has no outs here.
He's still low level. 4.5 without getting that Wisdom Shrine. You're in big trouble here.
Win Ranger in
these early fights.
Yeah, the other way to recover levels as a support if you don't get the Wisdom Shrine stacks. But Malrine already took some of the medium stacks. Now Snapfire's going to clear out the others without the Phoenix being there.
They got a deep ward on that triangle, however, so even if you go and stack it, it's actually very contestable here from Falcons. Ember's a very good
creep stays alive long enough for Ramar to show up. And now nothing to say. It's just going to be run down underneath the tower. Now Ame's going to cut in here. He does have the Eclipse. He goes after Amar, but none of the Lucent Beams really went to Amar at all. They saw the kisses though, and maybe that's enough magic to reach the final couple of hits to land. Crit, nice dive there from Xnova, trying to get in front of Crit. And with the fire spirits burning him out, he has a chance here. Crit has double loaded. Hasn't had to use any of it off the lane. Instead, it's Xnova to die yet again. A bushwhack goes out, holding back Malrine for a second. Oh, the cookie actually plays against Ame as he gets bounced into the cogs. Falcons are Extreme Gaming to not have the power to stop the retreat.
Can't get Maureen there. If he'd saved Cookie, he might have just been able to kill him.
ENC man, ENC PUBG man, ta piប្រទេសឲ្យបានឡើងទៅឲ្យលេខ 1 និងលេខ 2 អញ្ចឹងឯស្អែកលេខ 6 map ទៀតឯងលេង map 7ដល់ map 12នោះនេះថ្ងៃហ្នឹងលេខ map 1ដល់ map 6 បច្ចុប្បន្នកាលខ្មែរយើងលេខ 2 តែហ្វីលីពីនហើយនឹងប្រុយណេកំពុងតាមពីក្រោយនិយាយទៅលេខ 2 អត់តបានចែកដាច់ទេអញ្ចឹងឯស្អែកត្រូវតែធ្វើឲ្យបានល្អទៅបានលេខ
2 is stacking the waves top.
ជូនពរឲ្យក្រុមកម្ពុជាធ្វើបានល្អដល់ថ្ងៃស្អែកតទៀតថ្ងៃស្អែកខ្ញុំទៅ stream តទៀត
តារានេះ
this has been the trend laning against Necrophos. No one's really been able to have a good time against this hero. And it is part of the strength of the Necrophos in these early games.
I almost feel like you should start off with a little bit more like tri-lane action.
That used to be the case.
That is so momentum dependent.
hero counter មកកណ្ដោទៀត
Maureen jumping in fearlessly.
តបងហឹងបាក់លេង
Vision still there by the
បង
way.
ហឹងបាក់លេង
Yeah.
តែបើ
Falcons
ហ្វាម
just
ចេញ
gonna keep playing around it. They thought it was a high ground war. They missed it.
Scouting the Ancient stack. Maureen doesn't want to let NTS start the
តែ
farm
មែន
it.
ទីមេកវានៅ Luna មួយ Snapfire
This is
Snapfire
up in 10.
តែបើលើខ្លាំង
It's a hard
ប៊ី
fight
ទី
to
មេកគេ
take.
ប៊ីទីមេកច្រើន
Maybe better just to pressure
They
this
spell.
mid tower some more.
ស្ប៉ែឡើងឃើញលមុនអានោះប៊ីទីមេកម៉ែពាក់ឌីវ៉ាញ
Snakey
បាញ់ងប់
keeps
ពេញ
coming back. I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta know about it at this point. This is
លើគេគេនេះ spell
ridiculous.
ខ្លាំង
ចាញ់អូគ្រីបអត់ចាញ់អានោះឃើញ
When
cam
you
បាត់
vacuum
ឃើញ
around
stack
this
បាត់
mid tier 1, the
ឃើញតាំងមុនហ្នឹង
supports
King
are actually
King
so
King
low level.
តាំងវាយនេះមុនហ្នឹង
You don't really want to run up and interact with this
They
Ember
look
at
now,
all.
thằng
You're
Mày
just
vô.
food. So you're just kind of
Hot,
watching
farm lại xây
Maureen
được.
have his
អត់
way
តែមើល
around
អង្គុយ
this
មើល
mid
លេង
lane.
Yeah, I think you said X Nova was
អត់
level
ស្គា
4 and a
ល់
half like
កា
2
មា
minutes
យ៉ា
ago.
ស៊ីអត់ស្គាល់
And he's still.
Yeah, he's still
Oh,
low.
no.
Yeah,
Mỏi.
he's not gotten a lot.
អុយ
An early
ល្អ
run of Atos
មែ
trying
ន
to sneak a
Master
kill onto the
thing
Ember
on
Spirit
me.
saved by the box.
Master.
They
Cho-
jump into the
cho
bush
stand
back,
it.
though. Jumps away to the
ជាប់
red
នេះ
Slide.
ហត់វិញហត់វិញ
Slide.
ហត់វិញហត់វិញ
Here's the final glade to do the trick.
Eh?
Nothing to say now with the kills straight
Bỏ
down
anh
on
nè, thấy nhé.
Skeeter. Double core kills for Extreme. That'll bring
អត់
him
ទេ
back into
បើ
the game in a big
វាយ
way.
ចាញ់ពីម្ដងទៀតក៏បាក់
That is just a confusing sequence because
No
if you're Falcons, you're going to dangle your Ember like that.
Let
Like,
go.
why does he not just have
ខាង
the
stream ខ្លាំង
remnants to
ដែរ
get out?
Another rod of Atos kill. Okay, the whip pushes them back, but they have the cookie still delayed.
Oh.
Stops the unicycle. Followed up with the bushwhack. This early rod of Atos
À, cookie
has
ở đấy
paid
chứ
off
á.
already.
I was
cái bờ mày
gonna question if it was gonna
cookies
do
nằm ở
anything
chứ.
here, but giving
Cái
a
bờ như
little
vậy
extra
ta.
stun
Cái
power,
nơ-
it's a nice
cái nơ,
setup stuff. They don't really
sharp
have
kìa.
the lead off initiation.
អរគុណ BO4G សម្រាប់បុកលុយ$1 អាមេរិក
There's a remnant out, but that's his last
Good.
remnant. So where did all the other ones go?
ទៀតហើយ
He was just dancing with the
អត់
arcade.
មានចាំងស្គែទេបបោខ្សែពីរហើយលេងមានចាំងស្គែទេ
Pretty much a disaster for Falcons.
ចង់ដាក់ចាំងស្គែចាំងស្គែទេមានដកចាំងស្គែចោល
នេះ
ហើយ
2,000 plus
នេះ
lead
នេះ
now
ហ្វាម
cut down to pretty much
ហ្វាមវាយ
nothing.
យកអត់អាប់ស្គេទី
And
2
I
អាប់យក
do enjoy seeing XG
នេះមកទៅ
play a little more together and with some decisive moves in this game than we saw yesterday. They just looked very lethargic yesterday. And especially that game too, I feel like they just tilted out of that one completely. Here they're at least, making some moves, joining up, bringing Ame into the action. I
Lo
think
rắn
they
mang 6
always
nè,
looks be-
Phèm
look
cả lăng
best
6
when
lên.
Ame is not 0-0-0. At
វិ
30.
នរេនជ័រលេងវិនរេនជ័រលេងមានបាំងកាយណា
That's not a good signature.
Smoke.
អូកាប់តាំងផ្លូវ
Bushwhack, a little kill here on Crit, perhaps. No, actually, the
អ
sharpshooter.
ើយអត់ងាប់ទៀតអើ
Quite
យ
enough damage. Crit.
អូបក
He's
ស៊ី
got,
បកស៊ីអក្រក់
I guess burn is enough. Combine that with the neutral
តា
item,
ន់
the
ក៏បាយ
polywog
មាន
charm.
សូ
He
រីងមួយ
actually chose
តា
the
សូរីងមួយ
HP
តាន់
regen.
សូរីងឯ
A
តោ
lot of Atos on the Ember Spirit. Could they get the Ember Spirit again?
ងាប់ហើយ
Box save,
បក Ember
trying to
បក
wheel to stop
Trời.
it. What a beautiful hit. The
Four
ties
man
catching
wheel.
3. That is beautiful. Could they fight off this one? Especially with
Lord,
Necrophos coming
Lord,
through the
Master,
back. They
kind of.
kill X Nova. Now run down XXS as well. Just like
Ring
that,
Master nè,
Falcons
nói
is
ra,
back
bị
in
khóp
control.
nè.
មិញ
That's what I
ល្អ
thought
ring
that
master
first
ring master
fight around
ជួយ
it
ឲ្យ
should've looked like
all
when
ជាប់
the Ember
3នាក់
has remnants and he can get out. He's just baiting you to try and all in him. And if you mess that up, you're going to pay a massive price.
នេះ replay មិញអែមណា
He decided to commit here. If
Nè,
you
nè,
get super
drop bay
Nova
nè,
off,
nè.
this fight might
Nè.
look a little different,
Ủa.
but I think Ember gets out no matter what. This is the power of
Ulti
Ringmaster in
muối
this game.
xìm
He
xả
can always
tay.
just bail these heroes out.
Snova just definitely didn't even see the Necrophos coming.
Nope. Beautiful position from Snaking. He knows where to be, who he's supposed to play behind, and just bails that entire situation out. And man, Ringmaster's so strong in these early game fights when you full commit into him.
Especially if
Yeah,
he's got
PC and then get
multiple
PC and-
saves available. Right now, he's got a strongman tonic ready to go. So
What do you think's in that thing?
Probably like the same Go Juice or whatever that's in Fortnite.
Is EWC sponsored by any energy drink? Because that's what's in it. If we are, I'll tell you that much.
7-11 Falcons. Gotta be
Cho
feeling
bờ
pretty
stack
good
game
about this game.
Astic King mà
The
nổi
scale,
rồi,
though,
you
is
know.
not super
Cái
clear
này
to
tỏ
me,
cho
just because
30
Extreme have Snapfire.
Sam
That
Pam.
hero is just goddamn ridiculous.
Radiant
cho Sam
Warden.
Pam cho Sam Pam mà bán free farm.
First, your scale does become worse. It's kind of a dead item scale-wise. Gives you a lot more early game potential.
Sure.
Does fit NTS's style within this team, but it is not the hard scale build-up
Nhạc.
either in the Magic or the physical.
The Croaker
Wow, Ring Master
stomping
mau
the
đi lại
Croaker
không
straight.
Mau
Access, but once again, lacking
Em
in
Ring
the
Master
damage.
ngon.
Bridges has just enough HP to survive.
This Clockwork is just a
Thà hơi
bait.
thà.
He's
Ô,
not the
ngon.
guy you want to throw
Rotanam.
big
FY
bullets
tới.
on.
FY, he is gonna die as well.
Trời em bị hút chinh á, bị
level
hút chinh
six
má nó
Scurry.
nha.
Already used the sharpshooter.
Bị hút thử xanh to nó không nó bị hút chinh
Reaction
khỏe
from
quá.
Falcons. They got all five
Tụi ta
down
thua
here
con Trina
quick.
khăn bò.
That's
Lần
power
này
of the
lợi.
boots to travel. Necrophos Radiant's
Lợi
already up. Gets
bay ở
another
đọc khăn
Reaper
là
sight
đọc
stack.
đọc khăn.
He is vibing in this game right here. It's going to pose a big scale issue
Vừa
for
sang là
XG.
đọc tá
If
vì
the
update
Necrophos
còn
can
free
get
đây
to
vì
a
bây giờ
fast
club
BKB,
thì
your
bích
lineup
ngã
does
về bật đây của
nothing
mình.
against him.
Yeah, all the more reason for Luna not to go the Ags in this
Đọc
game.
tá never
Oh,
fight
here's
for
an
your
Isaac
nation
this.
là nó
It's
fight
no good.
for your club nè.
Everything for XG points towards them wanting to fight early here. We
Miền
still
Bay
haven't
bật
seen a good
មាន
supernova.
វាយ
You
ប្រ
have a
ទេស
lot of
ដ
early
តា
game
ដែលមាន
damage.
វាយ
You
ប្រទេស
wanna
វា
blink
ច្រើន
on the
ទាំង
Centaur,
ការមួយក្លឹប
not
មាន
the hard
5
build. You
ប្រ
wanna
ទេស
take
តែ
the
ក្លឹប
kills
ក៏
on
មា
the
នដែរ
snap, not an early boots to travel or something. So
ហើយដតា
you
ដែលមាន
wanna
រូ
put
ល
these
បាត់
items to
import ទេ
use. You
ចង្
need
ការ
to be
5ប្រទេស
finding some kills, getting some sort of chain kill sequence going into getting
អេ
on
បាច់លេខចិននេះ
Falcon's
ស៊ីម
side
ដែរ
of
យ
the
ប់ហ្នឹង
map. This
Grand
would be
Final
the
ដល់ម៉ោង
dream.
ម៉ានយប់
And then Luna can choose to
តែមិនដឹង
join
បាន
some
នេះ
of
ស៊ីម
those
ដល់
fights
ម៉ាន
if
ហ្គេ
they
ម
look advantageous,
ចាំ
or
មើល
if
សិន
they
មក
take a free
បាន
2-1
ម៉ានហ្គេមយកប៉ុណ្ណឹង
on his own if things are going your way. Instead, you're kind of bleeding power runes to
trời
Maul.
necro
These gank
lựa
attempts
chọn nó
aren't working. You're
vui.
getting turned around by the Ringmaster.
đi
You're going
đi
to feel a
ơi.
little bad farming the map right now.
đi hay thế đi
Especially when you know Falcons is doing it probably more efficiently. Two-man
Nó
smoke
chi
up,
yung farm
Armin
cho
pushes
mà-
through the mid lane
ấy ở đây
and crit smokes him after the wave pushes in.
Ton
Snaking
còn
will
mọi cái
join
tranh
them.
team fight bị đó thích
Very
của bạn
strong power rune.
9 on both
Mà-
supports.
If this connects, kills
Nó
anybody
bà
here.
hút win vào đây rồi.
And they know
Vô cái
just
đằng
where
ngoài
to
cái ping,
go.
cái ping.
Ooh, I thought that
Ô,
they
thôi,
pinked it. I
thôi
thought
bình,
they were
thôi
going to
bình.
go and catch
Thôi
on
bình.
as Luna, but instead they're going to set up in the
Cùng
triangle.
chạm. Chạm rồi.
Uh-oh.
Somebody walks
Kìa.
into them, and that is going to be Ame
Lặp
walking
xạ
into
tay,
them. There
mở
goes the
một
wheel,
mũi
the
ở-
whip, lands the hypnotize, and he's dead.
Read him like a book.
Miền
They
vợ
know
đó,
that
cái
Luna
smoke
farming
à,
pattern. It
đằng
has
này.
to be around this ancient camp.
Miền
Nowhere
vợ
else he
còn
can
đằng
be in
này.
this game.
mình vào công đắng
Too easy. And what's the counter on the map in terms of map pressure, right? You have heroes
ở đây
basically
điện là
hiding
chừng hài nè
bottom for XG, trying to just
So rotation bay
pick
nè.
somebody off who shows on this wave
Ơ.
going in a little bit.
Yeah, it's like fire
Fire.
spirits from a distance, and then Helma Dom creep
Hút win tới hút win.
grabbing waves and pushing him in or whatever. But
phải anh ơi trời
XXS
mà mình
does
sạp tiệt
use
trời
his own Dom creep
ơi
pretty well. FY is going to die again.
Ủa,
Again,
trời.
still level 7,
Trời, mà
so
lại-
still no levels of Scurry. Still cannot get away.
Another Reaper sight stack.
Lấy cái lấy chân khăn này
Starting
cái
to add
này.
up here a little bit.
Ồ,
And they didn't
của
find
xiêm
anything
thế
on
ơi,
that
pi
bottom
phim lại
play.
không?
Falcons
Miếng say vào
not
hai quá
showing
đó.
anybody down here again unless snaking is behind you.
Còn nó mình nhớ say lưới số khăn nào đó nó có lưới số khăn free fire có khăn mà đó cao cô thông thông lẹ tịch.
Playing this map really smart right now.
Rồi.
Giving XG no openings. At
Khăn
some
hậu
point,
ta
heck,
bên
you
khơi
just
ngàn
have to
áp chỉ
smoke
cả
in deep
ca một
and
đồng
get
của
some
nó.
good wards out or force a fight on top of a
ENC
tower
nó có
if
viên
you're
mặt
that
nạ
confident in
roster
your early game spell power.
chiết
It's
viết lên
doable
nơi
here
đi
with a
nè.
good supernova
Nơi
placement.
MLBB để hot
Yeah,
này.
this is maybe your
Làm như xa
one
xay
chance
nè.
here.
Kiểu mà làm như xa xay nó cái vai vậy.
Tormentor's going to spawn in a minute, so if you don't get something going here,
Không bọt trên cái chạm vào đó.
Power shot goes off, scatter blast, so both sides kind of know
và lò đến
there's some enemies lurking in the
chạm vào
area.
đó xa.
The difference is Falcons feel very
Anh
anh
comfortable.
chat lấy kia tận
Numbers
đó
here
đấy
ready to go for a TP to
Ở
that
đây,
bottom
đôi
tier
khi
1
ấy.
tower, and Necrophos has the boots of travel, so they can play the map more efficiently right now
Rồi tôi
while having this
đôi
kind of a bit of a standoff.
ពួក mobile ផ្សេង
net worth is slowly
មក
going their way.
mobile មកសំណុំ
Able
mobile
to show on more waves with
IPS
more
តាមសំណុំ
heroes.
IPS មក
That'll do it here.
Mars level 16.
trời bạn tôi mơ bằng em bên ná
នៅប្រាំងប្រូមានលុយ
It's
ណែ
not okay.
That's what the zero
Paris
does.
chơi.
He just runs around the map, farms everything,
ប៉ារីសនោះមានលុយណែ
vacuums it up, he gets kills on top of that. He's going to be mega high level.
And his BKB is going to be done, it seems like, before the next fight.
Baguette.
Because Extreme Gaming just can't seem to find that fight and make it
It's
happen.
croissant.
Again, dealing with a lot of deep vision.
C'est croissant.
At this point, if your moves is seemingly being read all the time,
Nick ម៉ែ
might
វា
be
ដូរ
the
វាដូរ
time to
ពី
take
អ្នក
the cue out of some of the other teams and buy that early gem, you know?
ឥឡូវខ្លាំង foul
មក
ខ្
ទៅហើយ
លាំងយ៉ាងដិចអីណា
Especially for the Phoenix, not a hero that needs
Smoke
super early items.
ចាប់ណាគេ
early smoke from Falcons.
អូហ្គេមនេះតា Falcon អត់ pressure ដួលហើយ map ឲ្យ Luna farm let game មិនមានអីវាយ
Clear out this bottom area. If you don't get
Atau
anything,
whipping namun.
you can probably still
គេ
feel
លេង
confident
12 game
enough
គេ
to
12 game
take
Epic មិន Epic
Tormentor.
ដូចជា10ដែរ
Oh yeah, full Mjolnir on Skier. You're just
PUBG
going to go in there, focus fire.
PUBG 12 Epic 10
Easy objective take. Again, I
Dota
like this
vẽ
kind of
cục
smoke.
steak.
Even when it
គ្រប់
doesn't
ស្តេក
land,
ហ្នឹង
you're
ឯង
getting
ចាប់គ្រប់
something
ស្តេក
for
ចូល
your
វគ្គ
trouble.
knock out ហើយ
You're
Valorant
going to a
ចូល
good
knock out
part of the
steak
map
វគ្គ
right
semi
now.
final យប់ហ្នឹងម៉ោង 5 កន្លះ
There's a Croaker scouting something down here.
ជួយមកច្រើនណា
I
ការ
don't
ពុត
think it's
ច្រើន
going
ណា
to
នេះមើល
deter
អត់ទេ
Falcons.
But your gold
ស្រឡាញ់
and
មួយណាមើលហ្នឹង
where's Skeeter going?
They are deterred. Interesting, they didn't just pull the trigger on that.
ខ្ញុំ
They
ប្រហែល
really
មើលអានេះ
thought
មួយគូ
that
សិនមើលអានេះមួយគូទៅមើល Valorant វិញ
a
Valorant
smoke
គេ
play
10
was come their way.
That's the only reason you hesitate
Valorant គេ
there.
ដល់វគ្គ knock
Yes,
out វិញ
I mean, they do have
And
very
they
deep
don't
vision,
play.
and somehow they're not seeing any
Chọc
heroes, so I can
EWC,
kind of
nó
see
TI.
how they come to that
អឺ
conclusion.
Sure.
The truth is, it's actually just because Extreme Gaming are all playing the other side of the map.
They also just finished the Mars BKB, and ETB's down here, so
Ờ,
maybe they
mà
just
nó
said,
xì chiều bò.
yeah, give me 20 more seconds off
Miền này,
BKB.
tay
If they
tay.
do contest, we're happy to take that fight.
ថតទៀត
That'll be a spotlight for the Ringmaster. Not bad here against the Luna.
Sure.
It's a
Spotlight.
pretty good illusion abuse hero. Well, not against the
Caster
spotlight.
ថ្ងៃនៅចុចមើល item មើល
Speaking
skill
of
ខ្លះ
Luna,
ខ្លះ
we
ឡើយ
can
ណា
see Ame's plan for the build-up this game.
Còn ai chăm hỏi
BKB,
này.
Blink
នេះ
Dagger,
កា
and KB.
ឈ្មោះកា
ណែ
អាមេ
Well, just
Well, I
like
might-
ការ
start
វានៅ
hitting
ខ្សែ
winners.
ចិនស្អីគេបានវាដាក់
ដឹងដែរ
I mean, Luna does always kind of have a bit of, like, she's fast, but it always feels like it's...
អត់នេះកាកាវាសៀងឡេ
You
ដែរ
want to be on top of
3
heroes a
10
little
ហ្គេម
bit faster
3
than
10ហ្គេម
she
ឯងដូច
usually
ជា
can.
10ហ្គេមដែរ
Oh, I agree. Swift Blink is super good on some of
ពេញ
these
official ដាក់តែ10
split shot
Lure
heroes.
in,
Dusa,
pick
Gyro,
EWC
Luna, I think are all
yeah.
natural Swift Blink fires as the
Liquid
game
PD
progresses.
ដឹងត្រូវអត់
And in the games
Liquid
where you
PD
don't have it, I think you just feel a little
website ផ្លូវ
infinite.
ការ
Like,
គេ
how do you
ដាក់
get in
10ហ្គេ
there
ម
and start getting the hits off fast enough when the control lands?
3
I
10
wouldn't
ហ្នឹង
mind
គេ
the
ហៅ
Blink
reserve
Dagger
ទេ
here.
ព្រោះដោយសារតែ
I just
ដឹង
wonder if he's
rule
going to
epic
do
ដែរ
enough physical DPS to be able to force
epic
fights
legend
into
គឺ
this BKB
អឺ
timing.
នៅពេលដែលអ្នក
So
ដែល
is it-
មាន
yeah, is it
point
gonna be any
50
good
ហៅ
to
តែ
make
max
that
point
kind
ហើយ
of
next
commitment?
game
Because I don't think
champion
you're
ទៅលើ
ever
ពីហ្នឹង
going to
អញ្ចឹង3 10ហ្នឹងគេ reserve ទេគេ
start
ប៉ិតតែ10ទេ
a fight on an important
អញ្ចឹង
hero
គេដាក់10របស់មីត្រូវអញ្ចឹង
with a stun, right? Like all their stuns are pretty well
3 10ហ្នឹងគេដាក់
telegraphed.
reserve ចោលរបៀបថា
You can have BKB on this
អ្នកខ្លះបាន
necrophos.
match point ហើយអត់ឈ្នះមិនបាន
Well, one
មិន
option it
មិន
gives
បាន
them
ពៀន
is if you're
មិនបានលេខ
sending the Centaur into
bắn to
initiate
thì-
fights and
1
stun,
តបាញ់តទៅមុខរហូ
the
ត
Luna can kind of blink
Còn nó
past
tầm match
that
point
and
cái
look for the
bột trời mà.
Ringmaster who's naturally going to go in and try and save this first point of contact.
Sure.
So you can jump past the guy, pop
Cái
BKB.
អូ
bột
នា
ខេ
ទីទី
à.
23វាតំ early ឡើយ
as
ហ្នឹង
he's trying
23
to
ហ្នឹង early
throw
ហ្នឹង
out an escape back, then you can take the
ចូល
fight.
ហ្គេមដូតា
Just
ក៏
supernova on
30
top.
ខ្សែ
The Luna,
ខ្សែ
wherever he goes
35
in.
ខ្សែអាហ្នឹងបាន mid
I
game
kind of like that idea here.
60នាទីអាហ្នឹង late ដែរ
If it all comes together,
ហ្នឹង
it
late
could
អាហ្នឹង
be
ពេញឲ្យ
nice.
ធម្មតា
If Falcons just get the farm and triple
35
BKB, this game is
ទៅ
going to become very
late ដែរ
difficult.
តែឃើញបុតនឹងវាយគ្នាមកណាមួយមកពីចិនណាចិនចូលចិត្តលេងតែ late
Smoke
game ទេ
through the triangle. Extreme Gaming and back down. They're going to make a smoke of their own.
Late
It's going to
game.
break up the
Mà
middle
chân
lane.
អូហត់រួចអត់
Not going to be
Ủa.
hypnotized, but he's going to be
មាន
slowed down.
Sandre
He
មាន
needs some heals here. He doesn't
supernova
wanna have
មិន
the
ហ៊ានចូល
BKB too early.
នៅ supernova ទៀតឲ្យយើងចូលមិនកាត់
Quite the ways, but still.
BKB ចោលបណ្ដោយអត់ BKB បាត់
BKB,
Oh,
BKB
man,
stampede, and
Oh,
there goes
lên
the
lên
fight.
vai.
Extreme Gaming
Ngon
can no
lắm.
longer take it.
Tại
It's
vai
just
ngon.
about
Dạ,
trying to
đi
get
lại
as many
vai.
heroes out as soon as
BKB
possible.
hột rồi.
FY will die
អា
yet
នោះ
again.
slide ល្អមែន
That's so annoying. if you're
slide
on
on វាលេងជើបាញ់
You
មក
know, he's taking the brunt of this point of attack,
ចុយ
and there's just no counterplay.
BKB
Like
បាត់
you landed
ហើ
some soft stuns on this Ember, but you can't
Hạt
full
ấy,
commit
bảo
to
ngốc
him, especially with escape back behind. Ringmaster's really
ក៏
causing
ប៉ា
them
បាក់លេង
a
មួយ
lot of issues.
ring master
Yeah,
មែន
some of
តា
that is nothing to say. Felt he had to. Ooh,
Alo.
Ranabetos and
Sao
stop.
hả?
Both do not
កន្លះ
land.
ស៊ីទៅប្រហែលជាថ្ងៃ
And
10
that is a wasted
3
kisses. So no BKB on
12
Luna.
ស្អែក
No
ទៅស្អែកទៅ
kisses.
តាម
That
ហ្នឹង
is
គឺ
a
ស្អែក
green
ទៅ
light to take Roshan.
You do have Supernova to fight the pit. You still have Eclipse.
Is that really going to be enough, though? You also don't have Ame. He's not coming back.
Just conceding this objective.
I think he's frustrated. It's like, I just got to farm.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Scary to give away this objective, though. It basically guarantees Falcons can decide when the next fight happens, and if they want to wait for more BKBs to come out, they can absolutely do that.
PC game,
as more and more
mobile game map
enters the playing field here for Falcons, the fights just become more and more
PC game
difficult.
thơ map túi có card chẳng.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, doesn't it
là
already
khinh
feel
khổ
like Falcons
là khinh hô được tật ấy.
are leading that
khổ.
tempo?
Chẳng khang extreme là extreme nó khang bỏ
It
kill.
feels like in many
Bỏ
ways,
to,
Extreme
bỏ hòm
Gaming,
nó
the
map nó là
failures
nó
of the
khang
early game
Falcon.
have just
Chẳng
left
khang bỏ
them
to.
with no other choice, but okay, we have
Chẳng
to
sao phải lỗ
dodge
quay
that
lịch pi international của nó.
play for, you know, the game
Khang
extending.
bày to nó cái
It's a
radiant.
wise saying.
Ờ.
Wise way to put it.
Khang cái
Rồi
hòm
sạc kho
hai
thử.
giờ
Ừ,
sạc kho.
này sale, này sale.
Nice stomp, nice bushwhack.
Rồng
Này
đuôi
sale.
tê đâu ơi.
Follow it up
Sale
with-
say rồng đuôi tê.
Nice, một bạch này vô.
Rồng đuôi tê.
Ừ.
Có
Xin một
ta
lọc.
nó miên ai cả nằm. Ai cả nằm mày
Yeah,
sát
these
đã chạm đạn
villagers
kia.
kinda sad.
Yeah, they are very sad.
Hấp dẫn này,
I
cái
have
bạch
no
này.
words of advice in this game.
You got back-to-back stuns
Tôi
on
chạm
two
đạn tía
different
đã luôn
cores,
nè, luôn nè,
and you
bánh
could
ngọt
do
bó nè.
nothing with it. There wasn't even the idea of something.
Bạn lên đá bên necro.
Ame will take the off-lane tower at least. Get a little gold in their pocket.
Xem tập là đá
Here
necro đã
comes
almost đặt.
Falcons and Crit.
Ừ,
Has
anh
that combo.
tuột nó nắng miên ring
Close
master
lane Tiger
miên xẻ ring master môn
This
cái
one, they pop
À.
the clips, they can kill Staking maybe.
Này.
Actually does die.
Này, này,
BKB
Supernova.
away from Ame.
Nó
A
rút
Supernova
bạc.
is going to be used, trying to protect nothing
Ôi,
to say. Who also BKB can
đánh
also
đánh
TP away. And
cháu
it'll
đi,
be
cháu đi,
XL left behind.
Sợ anh không ăn
That might be about as good
Ê,
to
môi
get
đồ
for
môi.
Extreme.
Support
That
đâu support.
was really weird. Crit had hook shot. I think he could have just hook shot the Luna.
Hắn phần chop game này, phần CC chơi mà.
Miên ấy chỉ là vậy.
Okay.
Cho má chân
Not
ơi.
a bad sequence for Extreme
Ất
Gaming.
ca ất cho
I
đặt
mean,
lên lên
considering
game
the fact
thôi.
that they are unlikely to be taking team fights anyway, it doesn't really matter if the BKBs are down.
Probably not. And this is what I'm saying.
Mighty
That Luna
Master.
can play the zone game
See,
against the ring. Like,
Eclipse.
coming
Còn là
in
C,
behind
mai còn là
is just
C hay hột vô.
Here's
Có
where-
CP
yeah, I
clip
think
trong
there's
ngop
hook shot
ơi,
there.
chui chơi mà.
What's Crit doing?
Cái lái này vai trở lên, cái lái này bỏ vay tới à, nó viên miên chụp vật rồi. À, Skitter nó viên miên chụp
So
vật.
I don't know what he was looking at, or because I was watching it, I'm like, all right, there's no way I'll make a BKB TP out of here, because Crit's just gonna sit on the edge of the fight and wait
Map
for you to
tôi
do
phê.
something.
Map
I
nó
think
đang là
actually
mốt.
should have lost
Cho mới
more
cái
there.
design
Missed
sao biết.
opportunity for sure.
Game mình ai tập
Maybe
tiếp
some
một
mercy
game xinh
shown,
mà
you know?
đi.
It's like we beat you in the TI
Còn
grand
đá nè
finals,
đi
so,
vào lòng mà khỏi khỏi
Don't
cái
wanna
trong xe game.
humiliate.
I can't hook shot Ame here. I like him too much, you know?
Đô thì tích đô nút
He's a
tích.
legend.
He's my idol.
Nào thế mình toàn vô bị say nó
My mouse was
say nó bị
slippery,
miên
guys. I
trái
don't know
nữa
what
nè.
happened.
He plays clinks just like me.
That's
Đôi
true.
họ ngay xây cái
No, there's
mà
not.
vò rai
Also
vò lên
have
nè.
never understood that. How did
Game nó copy mà bị
Crit's
nè.
favorite hero
Nào thế
become
mình đăng cái đó.
clinks?
Lại đăng cái này.
You know him from way back.
Tại
Where
đăng cái
did that
clone nó
start?
bị nè máu.
So basically, when he was
Nó
playing
thấy
Clemson, he
overboard
had to
nhất,
play
đai mưa
core. He had a
Apex
very
Legends.
small pool of heroes that he would like to play core on. And I think he's kind of that like hipster core player where he doesn't like to play the super meta
Đôi
stuff.
pha like
Yeah,
game
okay.
pha
So
like lên
it's this
Steam.
weird pool of
Nó
like
hiện đăng
Clink's
game nó clone bị nè
Troll
mà làm.
and something else. I forget the
Trời
third
mà
hero.
lại
Chà.
game
Hero
clone
attack
clone
fast.
chơi mà.
Yes.
Cá chop
He
không?
likes
Chop
to,
cầm nắng.
he likes to swing.
Tới ơi
Comes
cái
through.
bị
He
chop
goes
game
straight
này
for
cái
the
mình
Wind Ranger,
ấy.
but again,
Mà Ame-
Fox is there, and it
Ame
still
quay
ends
ngóc
up a
tê.
lot of things.
Ame
He's
tê.
still stuck though, and he is going to lose the Aegis. Okay, now
Solid.
Crit
Tăng lên cái
can
bẫy.
just reset. Oh, they got the Centaur and they hypnotize. The wheel clips him. They will lose at least one.
Cái bọc ra
Couldn't
chối nè.
find Maureen, even though he
Ừ,
runs out
Ame
of
chính hạt
remnants.
lấy.
That fight
Rồi,
didn't look too
nó bị
bad
hạt.
though.
It did.
The Luna actually looked pretty good there. With the
Với cái
syringe
láng
shit,
tim là
getting some
vay-
extra attacks
vay
as
necro
well.
ngóp
Like, he
đây.
did some solid damage just being in the middle of everybody. If he had an MKB,
Miền này mình bị
he
hàn á.
might kill two more heroes.
I think in many ways they're doing a good job of like trying
Ame.
to dodge, and Falcons
Ame.
are so, you know, they want to
Lính
be
à,
able to
lính
take the
Manta
fight to
mùi,
them. They're like, okay,
Manta
these
này.
guys
Nó
don't want to
viết
fight
khoác
us.
và má nói chứ về
And
chính
they're
hạt đây.
punishing the positioning that comes out of Falcons extending so far forward.
I agree.
Okay, mga
I
sao
think
bài bài.
Costreamer's read of what's
Tính mà.
going to happen in the 5-on-5s is spot
Okay.
on. Like, you recognize that this backline's going to come forward when you go in initially with the Centaur, and you're kind of not trying to overcommit on that first target, but kill the supports that come in or that Necrophos if he
tại
overextends. You just don't
Lịch
have enough
trận đòn
staying
bây giờ
power
chỉ
right now.
khô
But
quá.
I still like their itemization. They went back for the bots on the snap. It was pretty necessary in this
Đặt
game.
Cái ca sai
You
pi
have
bạc.
Lotus Orb on Centaur, you have
Đặt
Grease on
Ame á.
Hoodwink, and you have Pipe on Phoenix. So they actually have a decent
mà nó
amount of
tranh hạt
five-man
bắn á.
utility. It's making these
Anh
fights
này
a
có
lot
phỏ.
easier even though they're
มี
behind.
เปรียบพาถ้าขวาแต่ประ
And
มาณ
that is
ร้อย
something
เต้
I think we should see more against Necro. Like Pipe
Anh này
is
có
really
phỏ
good
cho
for
em mày.
shield, the Glimmers are really good, the late game
Hả?
wind wakers, right? Utility.
Chú
เต้
thế
แอม
em
เม
mày.
ปวดchânเนาะ
Offensive utility too and nullifier. That's one of the ways. Yeah, Necro's
Em
always
mấy
been
cái
super
lấy luôn
farm
này.
fat. But if you buy the right items against him,
Anh
his
nó bé
net
hát
worth
đây.
doesn't count for as much as a lot of other heroes because he's so one-dimensional.
ในกรอง
Centaur
ឈ្មោះ
card
គេ
could
គេ
be
ជា
big in
ឈ្មោះ
this game too. If
Amma
you
nè.
get there.
Oh yeah,
Amma,
that's
Amma.
actually a
So
Ôi, anh
I
Quyện
think
chơi
there,
mà
you know, this is a
ơi.
Necro Ringmaster lineup. You will need a nullifier here.
À,
at
mê
some
nè,
point.
à,
I
mé
don't
luôn
know who
nè.
buys it.
Lên
Ờ,
luôn
mày-
nè.
Are you gonna get
Amma,
that
Amma.
Centaur
Nói chung
nullifier?
là Amma là
I don't know.
lên đây
What's
có
the
phục.
plan here?
Honestly, Hoodwink nullifier
Yeah,
looks.
that might be your best option.
មកខ្សែតៃ
No, there's another quick pick off.
Thế mới ta đai rồi
Taking
chẳng.
doing work with this Ringmaster, man.
ដល់
Yeah, it really is. Malrine has his Aghanim Scepter, by the way. I mean,
Coi,
the,
đánh cho-
the
đánh cho-
heroes from what we've casted
Nè, nè,
anyway,
nè,
I feel like
Amma.
these are the two mids of the tournament.
Amma đó.
Sapphire and Ember Spirit
Amma
both
vậy, Amma.
have some insane
Amma
vibes
the
that
F
we've
luôn.
seen
Xua với
Ember
Amma
Spirit
the F.
វា
sure.
វាស្ទៀងគ្នា
devastate more than like usual. I can't figure out
Vì
why
nãy thì,
that is the
Costreamer
case,
nó
but
thấy
it
miền
feels
khác
like
hả?
Ember Spirit is doing so much more with Ags in this tournament than some previous metas.
Amma the
There are
F.
a lot of
Thôi
range
mà ơi, đôi
supports
cặp bay ơi.
being
Yeah.
played right now.
Bị hạt môi à.
Ember,
Sao
Just
vào bay
easy,
vào chư biết
squishy
đấy.
heroes.
yeah, he likes being able to just dunk on some of these hoodwinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Bên đánh chơi mặc
Turret
bao.
heroes are also a little susceptible
Hold
to,
your
right?
matter.
They can be
Ba.
sometimes a bit squishy, especially if they can't
ចាញ់
hit
គេ 4
anything.
10k កា
They're oftentimes dependent
Ủa,
on
tỏ
lifesteal
sang 10k bằng
for
chắc. Luôn đọc thế
HP.
đón chắc.
4 10k តង់អា
Wonderful to see some more Nyx assassin at some point
Rồi.
as an answer to some of these mobility mids.
Sure.
Ô, âm
but
cái
it's
bí
good
nè, thấy đâu
versus
nè.
both of them, right?
Ông
Both
cái
Snap
bí
and
cái bí men ta
Ember.
năng Blink Dagger. Trời à, Mohamed đây nó miền áp để tới giờ
He
đó.
is a hero
Hôm
that's
nay.
good against Necrophos too.
Nhìn nó cái
in
nào
some
áp thế.
ways.
Trời trong
គេ
cái
ទៀត
gì.
វានេះគេទៀតវាមិនបែកពាក់សន្តានិក
I'd like to see that hero a little bit more.
Bay
The
kìa.
Schofield Nyx or something.
បែកអាម
Neither of
Ờ,
these
bay
teams
mà
really
nó-
play. I guess FY does play that hero.
មកសាប់
Was playing it
មិនបែក
kind of the first half of this year and then
Mà
it
mẹ
just
đây hả?
disappeared.
ពាក់
These Chinese teams historically
Bay,
do like Nyx
uh,
assassin.
yeah,
It's a
something.
hero that
Ừ.
can give them some nice map play against the European teams. Like there's a reason we saw Jin Q be really successful with that hero in some big games later on in lands. So maybe going
Trời
back to
đi
some
chân
of those
tiệt.
ideas. Could help pick some of these heroes off and give you some nice
Regeneration.
matches.
Chân là bạn đá
Small white, tới đâu small white.
We're gonna see a quick
Đi
smoke
chân vạt đá trên
from
nào lại.
Extreme Gaming. They did get that gem
Hả?
on the Phoenix, giving them a
Trời
little
bạn đá
bit
cho
more
bạn đi anh bắt.
vision confidence here.
Oh, you don't
Trời
want
smoke
this
mà
fight.
khơi cái. Ô cù
You
nè cù.
don't want this
Đá vào
fight
này
extreme.
mình mình mẹ.
I don't know. They have
Mình
an
hay
MTB
mà.
on Luna.
Yeah,
It's a
but-
nice timing.
It's an
Cho
empty
ôn
damage
ôn
stem
ôn
all
cho.
ranges.
ស៊ីតស៊ីរិងម៉ាស្ទ័រមុនគេស៊ីរិងម៉ាស្ទ័រមកស្រួល
If you ball in him and you catch the Ringmaster in a
មក
stun
ស្តា
at
ន
the
មក
same
បុក
time,
ដាច់រិង
it's
ម៉ាស្ទ័រស្រួល
doable that he gets bursted. Not easy.
Trời ơi.
See the couriers floating in.
Ơ.
They're gonna run speeder, but
surprise.
Speeder's gonna be on the high ground. He got the BKB.
À.
Damage right
Trời
now to
ơi.
To anyone. Lên game pi hơi nè.
He's got that amp damage.
Ultra kill.
Hits the slice.
Nó
Putting
à
It's
riêng
gonna be
master
ultra
He's gonna get the
kill.
box though. The box coming out. Here comes the kisses.
Cho
though,
cái vay
and
vậy.
he's being slowed down. The
Ai chân
magic
cho
damage.
nhanh nhanh ha.
Maureen jumps back in once again.
អើជាប់ហើយជាប់ស្តានហើយងំហើយ
No.
អូ
Mà
đi
nó
phơi.
nó bỏ đi phải sai với nhau.
មើលអាមេតាន់កបៃ
out healing every bit of damage.
à, mẹ, à, mà.
To retreat. There's nothing more Extreme Gaming can do here. Every man for himself.
អូវាខុសហើយវាចាប់
They have no
Bên bên
TPs
cha trộm.
left. It is going to be 3 dead on the side. Oh, that was
Chắc
so
bên cha trộm
close.
There's
Bị
a
đâu
lot of
bay.
things that
Nó sốc
might
hề.
have been able to push that
Not
fight
that
over
bad.
the edge for XG with
Đâu
this
bay
beautiful
nó phê
MKB
mới nọ.
timing. It
Đặt
did so
môn
much
ấy.
work there. But some beautiful kiting from Falcons.
Yeah.
A very
Luna
clutch
bên
escape
buyback
back
đã.
that bought so much time in
ដា
that
ច់
fight.
វេទនី
And that Reaper kill
ខ
landed. It must have been within a 5% margin or
Vay.
less.
មកអាម៉ាអាម៉ាងាប់ហើយណា
Still, they kept formation.
Yeah.
They're all together. This is what you want to see.
មក ring master ជួយមកឈាមអូឡើងមកឈាមឡើងមកឈាមឡើង
This fight
Còn đang
looks way more one-sided because I think
Giờ nó
ATF
soi
goes
vàng
down
là
for
ngọt.
sure. That's why you need a nullifier in this game. If you
Ok,
can
hay
nullify them, you win this
một
fight
cách với cái hay
convincingly. Instead, he's gonna get
ATF.
to regen up a lot. He gets to split the damage. Great reinitiation from Crit. This hookshot Cogs does a lot here to buy time for Amar to find
Mai
the
quặp
opening.
Luna
một
chọn.
một lần
And
một
then
chim
once
lần
that
một chim
happens,
lần
the fight's over. You cannot win these fights
Đang đập.
without Luna on the battlefield. It's just impossible.
Nó
We
bẹt lột
also
tông
saw
thế
at the
đây.
beginning of this
Cut,
clip,
cut,
the kiting they were talking about from Falcons. They use pipe really early. on the Centaur. I think it was pretty ineffective. I think it just got almost entirely kited, combined with the fact that they actually used BKBs towards the end of the timing. To the favor of Extreme. But instead, Falcons take it, and they, of course, in Falcons' way, are just going to grow that net worth advantage. They're up to 19k, have it ages, now feels like a lead that even with the specific items that they've grabbed, it's not enough.
It's going to be rough without nullifier too, all in single target for somebody. It's still causing them a lot of issues.
XXS, but again, I mean, he's got that Aghanim Scepter. That
that's hard to play for.
Yeah.
I think
it's
just not easy to get the cart on the guy right when the Reaper's about to connect. You have to be really close to him. There's an animation.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like weird stuns and slows going on. There's the cogs, which are really annoying. Go back to that fight. If you've been able to cart Ame after going out, no. He could have carted him before that and kind of prevent you targeting him for 5 seconds, right? Yeah. So you could be more proactive with it this game, maybe, and then he can hold his BKB for longer, kind of like that. It's a good item here. Which does mean Falcons shouldn't take this high ground push for granted.
No. This push can still go wrong.
Here comes the fast damage on the Wind Ranger. Got the Aegis, do get the Aegis. Okay.
That's the box down too. I don't know if they can take advantage of this. Smalling's going to go and create some space.
Oh my god.
Ame. They could sense the targeting from Falcons. Now this is a bit weird because now it's Extreme Gaming we're lacking in some tools. No BKB Manta, no card.
Play through Supernova if you're going to take this fight. It's your best chance, but no BKB on Ame. Super scary for him to go in against the Reaper site.
Constant spam of Lamar on the front lines. The Death Pulse, as you said, they just don't really have the single target focus without the nullifier.
It's going to let the lane go.
Yeah.
I think Ame made the call. I'm not fighting without BKB.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm a rack.
Shiva's done for nothing to say. And he's got the cookie charges.
Big damage coming out from that.
And they actually go for the Necro. See if they can all in with the Supernova. The box save
doesn't
go very far here. Still burning, but they actually didn't try and keep it going. They felt like it wasn't... Man, they got him down to half. No. That is insanely disappointing. To not see that Necrophos get low and actually call it back. Maybe it was the right call, but either way, insanely disciplined.
Very hard to know. I can see a world overextending there goes really wrong without BKB on Ame. I can see a world. You should have just sent it. Maybe that's an opportunity. You won't get back in this game. If they can connect the stun on the Ringmaster when they go in, that's what they're looking for every time. They've been very close to accomplishing that. That's another instance where they almost had it. Again, the ideas about the fights have been good for here from Extreme Gaming. They're just really difficult to execute. Snaking has been on point. I mean, you should give this Ringmaster some credit. It's not easy to position the Ringmaster in a game like this with the low cast range escape act when there are multiple AoE stuns that can go in. So, props to him. He's played really well around this hero.
He doesn't have an ether lens or anything, right? He's just a blink dagger, so he's got a blink in, but make sure he doesn't get caught in the stomp, doesn't get caught in the bushwhack.
You get caught in one of these stuns before the box goes out, that fight is going to look very one-sided, so Aeon Disc will help him. Definitely a big item here. He recognizes the power of escape act in this game without a on the field, which again, who's going to build one here? Nobody's even eyeing it. They're just going to try and power through it. Which is an interesting idea. Double Conjurer's Catalyst definitely helps. The Supernovas are going to be a big deal in this game as we go later because there's no one who's going to kill it on the side of Falcons. He should be guaranteed for X-Nova. And as a Phoenix player, when you feel that's the situation, you want to get really aggressive.
And then if they do try and turn around, that's a dream opportunity for Luna, right? Especially with Luna in orbit. Smoke does get broken. Oh, the hook shot gets blocked. That just gets blinked in.
Oh, Ring Master chọn đó.
The hook shot kind of awkward for him there. Reaper Sight gets used.
Đừng quậy bật tội.
Mạt Reaper Sight mạt. Ai ở rốt lại nó tranh trên phái này. Chơi mà bình.
Ô bị rồi.
Chơi mà bình. Sao váy. Chiếm.
Các bạn. Trời ơi, Blink chết. Ô, Blink chết toàn mình.
Throw the game.
Mà nó Blink toàn là ca mày nhá. Centaur Blink to lắm mày nhá. Nó khóc cặp ấy nó Blink toàn.
I don't understand because best case scenario,
bạn thử commit chẳng.
Nó đang đá nó tới trong si à Centaur.
You're not gaining objectives off that because the win ranger was so low. You're gonna have to back up there anyways. That just felt like a weird misstep.
Nó hụt lượt.
In terms of that Falcon consistency and discipline we're used to seeing. It starts with actually catching them off guard. They're walking to this base, probably setting some play up, and they just get jumped. Amar throws out a Reaper on the Centaur who's getting focus fired, but he's
Với trong si Centaur.
And now you just have to bail.
Ngon rồi, với trong si Centaur mình.
I'm going in. I think he felt he was going to be able to clean him up faster.
Rốt nên một lại Blink á, một lại Blink á. Nè Blink à, nè.
If you execute it.
Ham biên rồi mà ơi, mà khen này.
And again, it's the risk-reward ratio in your favor on that
Mình
play.
khen mình cả là khen.
Probably not.
It's a 17,000 net worth Centaur, and you're a 22,000 net worth.
Exactly.
Replay cam không chui switching.
It's just not that big a deal. And now all of a sudden, that small mistake is going to compound here. Swiftly done for him, and he hit 25, so he gets the extra Lunar Blessing damage. Plus he rolled the Flare's Boda. His DPS is pretty insane here. I think you have to Reaper him now. Maybe Skeeter kills him if he can land a good shackle.
That was the other part. They used Focus Fire and Reaper Sight on Centaur.
Which just cannot be the play.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can commit both of those ults to Centaur. This game is about Luna.
No, we mean I do try
I'm sure Falcons, I mean...
trời dạ.
They see all those mistakes. They're not going to do it again in the next fight.
Bạn đổ lên mình ọ sơ à Ring Master với cho đó là Clockwork với cho chửi về. Ọ sơ à Ring Master à nó rút không nhân toàn nè. Ring Master bây giờ đi.
For their cores to play sitting up there against some of the Luna burst damage. Still a lot of item slots to fill here. They want to slow this game down. Get another shard. Why not?
Sát mana kế.
Nobody's because they
have sát mình cục thế bạn buồn nổi bèn.
Just some
2k gold.
They'll give Wisdom Shrine over to the Sapphire. Nothing to say is a bit low level.
Sneaking mới bị pẹ cái Sneaking.
Sapphire là pẹ rồi bật tả bên coi bật tả.
Refresher and B25.
Bột.
After the Tormentor, Falcon smoke up.
Coi gì lại nó hiến
across the whole map and look at X-Nova on the line perfectly.
Very good rear end out. They got out some deep vision.
Mà họ đây này.
I
feel
like there's a very good chance that vision does nothing for you from here on out.
The one thing it could do is scout the setup from Falcons going into a like Radiant side Roshan that could have spawned here in these 2 minutes. It's going to be a late respawn, so
bay cho
tá mà máu
completely, so these wards will not be that effective.
Infa con game mui extreme thế hay. Đấy cơ. Mình Infa con này game mui extreme thế hay.
Try and play two
there.
Very deep wards. X-Nova has the smoke ready to go.
The issue is when there's these gems on the map.
Chắp Luna bán có vạt ngốp này. Giờ đó bay đây thử chắp bó nữa. Chắp bay à. Snapfire rồi có Phoenix. Centaur chắp bộ ngốp đang chắp đo này mình.
Assumption.
Dạ tập bộ Centaur ngốp bằng số lệ. Bộ cả Centaur ngốp thế Luna ở nơi của này.
Trời. Ủa mình Aeon đi nè. Cái mất point mày Aeon đi tung hết point.
These late game shenanigans though. Maybe extreme gaming.
Okay.
They're gonna go up this.
That's gonna break immediately. Try and go for the ball. Stomp X6. Doesn't really hit anything. He goes out from all arena. He hits the back line. The Kiss is raining in. Falcons trying to take it. There goes the Supernova. So Falcons reset now.
Reset. Ôi hút thử tiếp.
In with the hook shot lands it on the Phoenix.
Chạm tranh này đó, chạm tranh mà đó.
Get at least one kill off this.
Cái ly mùi.
They use Supernova, they use the card, they use DP, they use Kisses, they use Eclipse. What did they not use, right? Only the MLBB They blew everything on that attempt to go high ground. Basically connected with nothing.
Nova.
Hey, now Falcons are in a very awkward spot because they're like, okay, Roshan, is it up yet? Is it up yet? Still not up yet. A late Roshan.
Who can kill Necro? Kill Necro nó hold the match lên khó lên cái
But you kind of have to just wait for Roche. Because the last thing you want to do is try and hit high ground, throw that, and give.
All in Falcon, all in Falcon. Đây, team sẽ hay nè.
Mơm rúa là stream bay với nha.
Đặt cà phê vào cái, đặt cà phê. Mà. Đặt cà phê, confirm. Ta bắt môi bạt. Skill môi bạt. Ta bắt cái bọn cái. Lazy cà phê.
Maybe abused by
lazy cà phê.
Chối
bẹp chài chứ mới. Trái chui đọt cát này cơ trên mỗi trái.
Yeah, outside of Reaper's Scythe being used kind of early, they don't really have any ways to control this.
Can kill Necro.
Right? It's kind of very likely.
Phải khỏi kia.
Khoa lên.
Necro cái mình thật khoa vậy.
Bom has been
Immortal
actually being able to hit heroes.
Đang nằm một Cambodia, oh my god.
Hot mất tra cái đó, tra chân lên kìa mà. Bay ngọc Luna kìa.
What happened there?
Yeah, does the
refresher. Sento. Sapphire refresher.
That looks
À Sento ắt ngóp.
I mean, I don't know.
Luna nó hùa.
Giờ tao bố bà Sento rồi ngóp á, tao bố ngóp cho giá.
Sento ngóp nó hùa.
Something bugged it out.
Nè chui cover mình là Sento rồi.
Cheese refresher both on crit.
Này cái link Amber mình xuống xe ảo muốn lên chất cái đáy cho.
25 is still not acquired for Skeeter. He
will have it soon. Nó lên cùng bay Sento.
Đập ball làm mê cho. Ô,
trời. Chạy nhóm mấy lớp này nè mấy bạn.
Pressure on NTS, so that high ground defense is pretty damn strong.
Just what a world of difference it would be if he had two.
Khơi Falcon khăng mới Luna váy.
Who got it?
All in bong, all in.
XXS.
Hey, I knew it. Nullifier Centaur, let's go.
Null. Nó bẻ null.
Will buy out for it, so he will not have buyback in a high ground push scenario. Definitely worth it though if you can land some nullifiers and burst these targets down. Particularly for
Thôi mà ổng đã
so he needs more control in this game.
Tụt đi.
Banner gets dropped and the
attack pi trời quá.
This will be a tier 3 down.
Chụp vật lấy.
Kill him again.
Lên sau anh trai chụp vật.
Mày bớt đặt này đặt tung là gai.
Now what's the tier 3
lấy không cho banh nữa. Cái mi chập Marine nó, mi chập Ember.
They won't be able to get a free assault on
Ember này mà chập Ring Master bán Ember chập xuống lên.
Kìa trong chập tới Ember, cái trong bay là stick kick đi.
Look at the wrong banner.
Chập biết support make ban liền.
What?
Pot bạc.
They dropped the creep wave banner.
Nó tiền pot. Nó biết banh đàm chơi sổ.
His clan banner. Try and debate that it was a banner.
Vậy tới kèm nó si tại Ring Master mới xuống lên.
That's a fake
Ring Master tỏ biết bẻ đó Ion tí hơi đang do say được rốt tiếp đấy này.
No đặt chứ.
I feel like you could get someone once with
Ring
that.
Master bán xuống lên.
I actually didn't know that banner had a duration to it.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever. That'd be
insane. Mở sao mà tí
I've never seen it expire now.
Cho máy.
Tier 3 does go down.
Ồ, mình là chuối ấy.
To hit the Phoenix.
Bạn chuối anh ngó
early, but Nova holds the trigger.
Ngó về, anh ngó về tỏ pin nè bạn ngó.
From the Luna, threatens Maureen's life. He's forced to jump away before the super goes out. So X-Nova
Viên miên gạt đến kiểu vừa với nó cho chẳng năng lang chiêm xa đấy. Thì make nó stern tích.
Very hard to go high ground here for Falcons. Could turn into one of their patented 60,000 net worth lead games.
Also, have you ever seen the banner expire natural?
I think so, a couple times.
What? There's no way.
That's the question. You don't like the answer, Austin. I don't know what to tell you.
I think you're lying.
That's
the first time I've ever seen that happen. Which makes me think that you
saying
it was
broken if it was indefinite kind of expire
Would it?
Chân lên là 2 cái đó rồi bên này.
Rocket flare.
Cho mà chắn à, bắt một du màu bánh là lên chân đá ơi ngồi bánh.
Chân là lấy miền tại extreme mũi đấy quan cảm năng bot không?
Extreme mơ player sao cái lỗ player thì ai được pin.
Lô con năng hay, tao mình bay tranh bệt bụng đặt.
In a clutch scenario.
Tranh lẹ đáy
Obviously
á.
not a hero that really needs the boots at this point in the game.
Bạo để tranh thi ai mà đón bạo.
Chấn
Cool
gật
idea.
ngứa vậy chứ.
Tranh thi ai chở đón với bạo.
You gotta make the most out of those item slots as you go into the
Sao cái lô này là lô thi ai?
Something they could make the macro post a bit.
What the fuck?
Speaking of him,
Butterfly kìa,
a
cái
lot
butterfly.
of
Lúc mà
golden
chơi nhá
bank,
nha.
6300. He's looking in S&Y next
Chỉ một việc vay á.
to
Vay
replace
mày
his
đánh mong vay mày đánh
consecrated
chui kẹp
grabs.
mong
Chụp bơi, chụp bơi,
He's not
rồi
gonna
vay.
go SNY.
Lên chỗ vay á, lên chỗ bị vay all.
What would be the
Vay
best?
all.
More armor, right?
Mơ.
Get an AC on top of your Shivas or what?
Phi bắt lấy phi nãy giờ.
Maureen, same thing as last time. Go for X-Nova.
Oh,
See if you can
oh,
force the
back
Supernova
low.
out of him. X-Nova,
Bạch tẹt môi mà chỉ hiền và
able to
tao.
hold off, but
Like
this
rank
time the
rack
range
đó.
barracks does die.
You know what I would like to see
Đi
from
chập
Omar?
cái tê, người ta mình chập Amber à nó không bị.
Viết tiên nu lên, tiên nu lên. Nó bán nu lên.
I don't think it's a very
Nul,
common
nul
item
tục
on
đạn
this
này,
hero because
nul
you're
tục
usually
đạn.
able to take up
Làm
existence.
Ring
Mình
Master
ra
đó.
nấu ta necro đó.
Having double
Ring
Reaper in this
Master
game
nó
could
có
be
đặt tập pi không đây.
Bởi
pretty
phòng nuôi là
nasty
Amber
for
đã thế.
XG to deal with.
Đã
It's
đẩy, bên đây
50
đã,
minute
đã.
stuns, and it's such a single
Chặt
carry
stun
Lên
lineup.
ta quát lên ta rock
Maybe
big
you're
vào.
worried about
Bây giờ
Snapfire
chả
a
lo.
little later, but
If it wasn't for cart, I would agree
Để
with
rock
that.
big tập
well, he can Reaper him, he gets cart, he
Khăn,
can Reaper him when he
sorry,
comes out of the
sorry.
cart.
Yeah, but then he's got satanic
Rồi
and
đi
stuff.
đi ạ.
Like he's gonna come out of that cart probably perfectly
Đi
healthy.
đi ạ. Trời.
You can double
Tất nhiên
Reaper
cái đống
people
đây
straight
anh
up.
ơi.
It's
Ồ,
pretty
chào
bad.
bạn.
Right, and that's
Đi
where
ra
the
cả.
cart is the problem. I think the
Okay,
double Reaper
ignoring
is a
the
great
cart.
Đi
idea,
miễn
but
tăng, muốn
ignore
tăng
the
đã,
cart.
muốn tăng
Yeah,
à, PVC
okay,
đâu
this
xoay
makes
miễn
sense.
đã.
Nó khăn khóm mà đi khăn lỡ. Đi
You
ngồi
go,
tiệt.
you Reaper Luna, insta refresh, Reaper set.
Lại thăm thế cái, lại thăm thế.
Oh shit!
À, không, mấy chở nữa nè, tại đâu.
Double pump shotgun. What are they
Thăm
gonna
mà
do?
Mày ghê,
Clockwork.
quan trọng tôi tìm là ghê.
Counter.
À,
Just think
Clockwork
about
lại
it.
thăm
We'll
thế
put
cái
it in
mình.
our back pocket for
À,
now.
quát
Okay,
đây
that
không
sounds sick.
phải
I'm all for it.
They got a block of
If
cheese.
Amar pulls that off, I will confidently say that will be the greatest play in Dota 2 history.
Một quay bật trời.
That's just
Yeah,
not true.
well, but-
There's no way that's true even if he does do
Chú chú
it.
chú 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 chú.
Ồ.
Ồ, anh đang trách tất lăng chiếm bình.
À năng stick có. À stick tay bị update à.
Eat
Không.
the block of cheese though.
Big
They
mistake
forced
không
it
được.
out of him.
Mẹ, đội miên
I
chi
wouldn't
hay
get
mình.
too sad about that.
Để ta stick không mà năng.
Ê, mình
He's
cheat
gonna
thế.
force to die here. He has to BKB. TP away
Trời,
instantly.
8.
'Cause,
8. Ủa, ngọt lưới.
so close to 25 too. Hit the stomp on the
Ủa.
Ember Spirit.
The nullifier.
Nullifier. There's that nullifier.
Ủa,
Anh nó đang null.
To jump away to his remnant, he does get out. The force step gets Amar away
Biết
as
sơ stun
well.
tích ông ấy
Super
chập Amber.
dangerous.
Close
mình đây
call.
chập.
Close call.
You are forcing that because you know the snap went to
Miễn
base.
stun chạm mấy bà nó bị bị lâu rồi.
chắp cả bà bả đây, chắp bên
But man,
Ring
you gotta
Master.
respect the Luna burst damage here.
Chạm là hốt á. Tai nó bị
chắp
bị
là hốt
bị ấy à,
đó.
Ring Master đã tà tu
Like
ai ngồi
Daedalus
mang
or
bạt mang bạt.
Divine,
Nhảy nhảy
Đi
rồi mẹ.
chắp
likely
chắp thằng chart đó thằng ngóp với tà Ring Master chui đâu.
get more burst damage.
Actually bought an SNY.
Dạ thằng cô nó bị trong chạm bạt sneaking nữa, ta chạm bạt đòn luôn.
That's weird.
Ta
to
xem
me.
bài tí.
Is
To
that
ta
much of an
viên lung
upgrade?
mong,
I mean,
to ta crit lung à,
Feels
về
like
sớm
every bit
tranh
of
nhà xa
status
crit lung.
resistance is worth its weight in
Ủa,
gold,
ngọt
I
trời
guess.
mày lại.
Cái cục trôi mai lên.
Stash
It's also
resistance.
more
À nó
like
rốt trôi mai, bằng rốt trôi rốt
I
cho
do
đuổi.
like Sanja's hero conceptually. We just don't see this item a lot.
Tranh
on-
game phải bật
on the
khe
right
anh
clickers,
ơi.
I guess.
Nó bắt cho má đây mà team fight bởi mà chân nhá.
It's important for this
So
hero
wait
to
the
move
knee á, cái
fast.
sau bài
It's
back
important
á.
for this hero
Bài
to
back
be
nó
able
đi.
to regen. I think it kind of works.
Tòa
Raps
trong
is
swing
boost
goal đó,
speed,
bờ
though.
với
Don't forget that.
xe team fight đó, với swing
You
goal đó,
didn't really
như
gain
miên.
anything there.
Miên miên là luôn ngang quá,
If I
cái
had
của
to
nó crawl.
guess, I don't know for sure, but I feel like SNY
Đứa
is
FY
probably
ngọt
more
đi xịn
movement
bài.
speed.
I think Refresher was the item, man. I'm telling you,
Nova
this
nó,
is
mơ
the
với tầm
game
địa
for
cho
it.
ngọt nữa đi.
The double pump.
Nova mà
you
tranh mang
gotta
refresh
go
hay
for
lọ.
it. He's eyeing it up now.
Okay.
He's like, man, I bought this useless SNY. If he sells the SY and buys Refresher, you owe me lunch.
Ross
or
chặt
something
cả
like
tia
that.
đấy,
That
Ross.
is
Hey,
just-
that's fine because
Mà
this is going to be a
yeah,
refresher.
nó
He's
ra
going
đấm
to
mấy
put in
con
his
tránh.
backpack. This
Sige.
is 7th
Muối
item.
rồi sang.
Son tranh á.
Then he still should have
Bay.
bought it first.
Phí môi random man tí.
What? No.
Mình tì lên.
You want your 6th item before your
Manti.
7th item. That's how sequentialism works.
Cho do rồi sang tiệt. Refresh shot mấy đôi chừng nới đấy.
Aghanim Scepter is almost done
Đăng
for snaking. So
Refresh shot mấy nơi à mà
we'll
lim
have
rồi.
double
Đăng viết hờn này.
bumps.
Very strong axe.
tôi chỉ áp hay mình lên
Thì
lên lên khơi này
it's
thông
so
lên
obnoxious to deal with the just multiple.
Ô này chụp sát này, chụp sát này.
They do have nullifier though, so you can't really stack them in a sense.
refresh skill này.
Ô này refresher này, ôi bong pi đồ.
Nè, mấy phải là ta. Ô, Nova Cross kìa, Nova Cross bờ chance thêm fight swing đổ lại, Nova miến bạn lên à, bạn lên vậy.
Some lockdown, but this is pretty much as good.
Nè, bao khang extreme miến là Luna vậy. Luna miến được thay. Bà cái vừa đăng mà đã xong tiền nghe sinh bài cho.
Nó tìm được on bay lên.
It's honestly pretty even in the final five. Just the strength of the XG spell power is insane if they can make it all work. Now, level of execution.
Norway or England. Norway.
All come together here.
Amar's all over the place. He's broken apart his SNY for a Manta style now. Also,
interesting.
Avery.
Yes.
The refresher on Necrophos, right?
Yes.
You say it's the counter to the counter.
Cho Necrophos refresher đá
I'm
từ
gonna
tổ.
offer you the counter to the counter to the counter.
Well, there's always that counter to
chặt
the
đi
counter.
nè.
Counter to the counter to the counter, which is
Toàn tính như về phòng phan.
Reaper Scythe, you card him.
Trời chụp
Reaper
sắt.
Scythe again. Wait, Scythe the fire
Nó
initiation.
bắt
There is so
tôi
much
sao
shot goes in.
BKB mùi cái bét BKB mùi rồi BKB lên on BKB 2 cho BKB mùi con phải con đấy bằng phải con phải cái bét á
Shackle shot gonna be bounced back there.
Try and turn.
Trời phải à, lo Ring Master.
Ring Master chui vô nó chui.
Lo Ring Master.
Một fan to bạt từ bà đời.
mé rồi mé mà lên
Má Ring Master lo trời mà.
Bài bác sẽ tránh ơi.
They do have the Centaur in 10
Ôi,
gold, so he
all
will
à.
have his up.
Okay, yeah, it was right on the edge.
Áo tu cả IP, all môi, bát bal, đặt sầm áo là
cái này chắp đi ó, miên hero back line rồi đúng
chặt cái mũi chặt vào nó bị
The
kẹp.
poke game from Falcons is just so good.
Ngọt
They
ngọt
don't
đấy.
engage without full committing, force out spells, and reset.
Ngồi nè. Ố, tu cả,
null.
tu cả null.
Null.
Ô,
Null. Vô rô chẳng đánh nhé. Nơi chết khát.
cho mày ca vào
nè.
Ồ,
là sợi
Tôi
kia
sẽ
nó
tăng sẽ tôi cái chơi mấy.
Chuối tiệt, anh không chơi.
Thằng này ra do rồi sang nó bán tê đi phân sắt Costreamer tranh mày dùi mày dùi
Ông bị pi Ring Master.
Cái này cái chạm Ring Master đấy.
There could have been some pressure there for Amar to come back
con
in
băng
with the
ca
pops
for
too, but
cà phê
Supernova, Nova bà sân gì về
don't need to do
Tao bị
anything
khỏi
here.
máu
Even
hay
with
lộn.
Roche up, I think you have to go pressure this Roche now if you're XG.
ta đang ngồi map khơi ngó đó.
Game's so good. You get this awkward supernova
Cái
that
bait
you
off
kill, and all
BKB
of a sudden
rồi.
the formation
Cái bait off
collapses. You
BKB
don't have
off
to be
Dung.
on Ame to bail you out.
Ồ, mơ Ring Master chui rồi, cực khỏi chơi.
Couldn't blow him up immediately, you know?
Tạ Akana đâu chụp Sento á chọn đi điện.
Nobody is on top of this ring
Ở cái gì
master, and
mà-
that is going to be a recipe for success here on the side of Falcons.
Lại nó chọn núi từ rồi.
Chọn núi tu cả bạch tù.
And they went divine
mắt
on
bắt
Ame,
kia.
so they're all in full send it with this divine Luna, give you the extra DPS.
đại mi hay luôn
He took
nè
out the butterfly.
Ồ, one last
Chơi
shot
lộ,
lại nữa.
chơi lộ butterfly thì đã về hết đấy.
Do đi mê cái trong ban đi mê cái lên trong bay lươn trong ban đi mê bay.
Smoke tôi bite smoke thôi.
Bay ơi. Cho dàn ông hoa tới đây, tao bao vô.
bài con bà
Bài phong trở nó, phong trở. Lại
bài to miếng nè vay to con nè vay
This fight's too chaotic for XG right now.
Núi lên hút shot.
anh thế này nhá anh thế này nhá
đi thợ ấy, bị hả
linh
linh phong pi ba
Lên hút shot tới đây. Vô mùi cái vô mùi.
You have to fight here.
Don't
if
want
you're
to
XG.
judge what
You
bốc
can
mà
only
bài
retreat
bay
so
nè
much in this game.
À,
Illusion bait.
cho gì Lucian tránh vào kìa.
Ninh chặn bạch.
Xa tầm đấy chi
null mình.
ta bạc phê ok
bia bom null là trao lại nè.
ultimate
đây,
slap,
nô
no
rồi.
more
Nô
BKBs,
với phở,
refreshers,
màu.
not that Extreme Gaming used every
You know,
bit
you
they
know,
had,
you know.
and none of it was enough.
cái khay đó
Nó
bay
cái
phết
nó
đó.
Team fighting from Falcons. To me, this is what they are
Chị
the best
ba
in
đây.
the world at. Is the in and out.
Ôi,
of
nó
the
bết
late
là
game.
hai
Who's
cho.
going in, how are you
Luna, hai bạn
setting, how
váy
are you
này.
bailing each other out and picking your moments. They're not pressured.
Bạn
they're
bị
not
bị
forced
cho
to
cái
use
khay
their own
Đó
strength.
té
They're
nào thế
giving
min
you
mà
away.
kém bay
They're
mau
getting
nữa.
so much out of you, and you feel so
Kém
pressured
bay
to
mau
drop
rồi
spell.
lên
The
hết
second
shot
you
bắt
miss,
giờ.
use that one BKB or that
ở
one
đây bây
spell.
giờ roster
It's
stand
like sharks in the water. They're just instantly send it. They know they have
Về
an
trong
advantage.
người ta đã về lên
It's
nhưng về
really
lên
difficult
ấy
to
tê
outplay
tại
them in
còn là
this
cái
scenario.
khay
This is why these guys are TI champs. If
Năng
they
ấy
can
bia
get to a point in
hôm
the
nay
game
ông ta
where they're
bán
comfortable
game hay.
taking those styles of
cái
fight,
khay
they're gonna win it.
về lên về
99
commit
out of
cho
100
món mà
times,
vai
like,
mà vai
there's
về
no other
commit
team
cho
better
món
at
Mở
it.
sân nào
So
thế chứ mở sân
you have
em
to
phải
find ways
tự
to
bộ
force them to
ní
fight
cái này
you
là
on
bộ
your
tao
terms.
khéo
Like
đấy.
you do Roshan and they have to go
Chọc
into you.
sâu
Right? I
tao
would
bên
rather seen XG do the roast there.
cái khay bia
Not
mạn
because they
đón
necessarily
bên nó
need
là
it,
commit
just
là
allow
hốt
me to change the game or something.
Bà bắt
Just
mơ
to
trong
make
mơ
the
này
more
thì mở sân nào
streamlined.
thế.
Make the Supernova actually
Từ một
contact
plan
them.
mau
Either
bên
they
làm
bite
mặt
into
cái
the
đây.
Supernova or you get Roshan.
Bờ mẹ.
And of course, the counterplay is Falcons can just say, yeah, whatever, have Roche. We're not going to take a bad fight to take Roche. And it's probably the
ở
right
đây
call,
bộ
to be honest.
bộ
But
chân với vai commit
you
cái
might get
khay mà
something
đón
out.
ở vậy này
And I think that's the type of position you have to put this team in. You have to find ways
Bộ nó
to
vai commit cho
force
mà.
Roshan, force high ground, force them into a
Cho
bad
mình ấy
map
khai
state,
á, rồi
do
bên chân.
Tormentor. Like these types of
thế
things
trong
where
người
they
ta cái
have
khay
to
bia làm vào mạn
play
đón
the
với
fight
thế
on
đó bên
your
là ở cái
terms.
khay
Because
to
you
thế đó
let them
giờ
take these fights on their terms, they're miserable.
Trời.
You have no shot.
Ui căng bả
and
xuống
it
xuống
just
lăn lăn
feels
anh.
demoralized.
cũng đó một
Falcons certainly showing why they are top of the group and showing why
Yeah,
they
like
are
it.
TI winners. I mean, this was just a
Đó, to,
fantastic
sneaking
display
lọc chơi mà.
of late game team fighting from there.
MVP
Especially
rồi
the supports, man. Shout
mà
out to Snake King and
Thật
Kurt this
thật,
game. Like,
man.
they were owning this game on the initiations, the saves, the boxes were all
Cái đó
on
cái chân
point.
cho sợi rồi,
This is the
chân cái mình khai
remaster
mà.
that will haunt your dreams with that stupid
Em
clown.
bờ chân dầu.
สำคัญใครจะ commit เจอหรอ commit มั้ง
This hero has been kind of cropping up more and more.
Strong hero if you know how to play it well. I think this hero actually needs a hero specialist. Like I don't
Xong bây
think you
giờ
can just throw
Santor
anybody
cũng
on
bán
this hero.
sale
You need
vậy
a
đó.
Snake King, you need a save. But then it looks really good.
Oh, banger of a game one. Falcons do walk away the victors. Let's head back to the pen.
And I was wondering if we were still going to have some of that TI Grand Finals
Lock
magic,
chất của
even
đây.
though obviously we're a lot
Mà
later
phút nó
in
làm
the
bay
season
khua.
and
Fan
the
team nè,
exchange and the
tầng
meta
fan team
change,
nè,
but
và
I
nhóm
think
mid time
Seb,
đón
we
mơ
saw
không.
some of
Tại
that
sao
magic
cái
here
phải
because
nói đó mà nhóm
what
tầm mơ.
started
Của
off
đam
as a seemingly
đam vẽ
one-sided
lên nhóm
game
mơ nó
turned
sai mình
into
team
quite
sim
the
mặt
game.
mơ.
Yeah, I think it's kind of meant to happen in this matchup in the sense that Falcons, they like to take it slow. They're really patient with the mid game and in the late game, and I think that is like we've seen in this game too. Like Extreme, they're off to a
Yeah,
rocky
Seb
start,
mà thơ
and
special
the
guest,
game
Seb.
seems pretty dire. But Falcons, at some
Seb nó
point,
OG.
they tend to like slow down a little bit. Which I think benefits Extreme. This is probably the reason why they actually ended up. It kind of makes you also wonder, like, what happens if the
Tê.
game is more stable from the
Sọc
get-go?
bia
If
đó.
they're able
Cả.
to, you know, like challenge Falcons this way. So to me, it's
Party.
always like a little bit sad that
Party.
Extreme
Anh đang
don't
brang nè, nó
set
bên brang
themselves
nè.
up well enough for success
À,
Seb
with
canh
the
brang.
laning phase into
Mà
the
đấy,
early,
Seb mà
early
đấy.
to mid game.
à
The first
brang
10,
đó
15 minutes of the game
Make them,
kind of
some
set
kid
you up for like good mid game, and a lot of the times, like I feel like this has been the
move in on
identity
that
for the
and
team, where
angle.
they always play with a bit of a deficit, showing that
Paravision
you know,
mơ
very
một
resilient
OG
team, and we kind of expected
À,
the
Seb
game to
brang
go
ta.
quite
Brang.
quickly because of
Cắt
the
vô
play
nó nè,
styles.
rồi khơi nhá.
They didn't matter because this
À,
is a
Seb
very resilient
brang
team. We
cắt,
talk about team spirit,
Lebanese.
you know, once they're in their prime, to be one of the most resilient teams. I think Extreme Gaming kind of falls into
Great.
that category as well, unless they pull off Ame like
Trời
20
nó
minutes
OG mình
in.
move mình đỡ
This is a
bọn này
team
nó
that their team fighting is super strong in the mid and late
Ồ
game.
chí mà
It is
thêm
very
cái Philippines
strong,
rồi
though. Question is, I
Là
mean,
OG
maybe
là gì?
getting ahead of myself,
Ồ
but
chia gì vậy
OG.
as you say, Seb,
OG
they
mình
don't
bấy với
want
OG
to
là
be in
tam
that
OG sim nè,
situation.
nó
No,
chả nó
surely
đâu.
they don't.
Surely.
To me, it really
Chẳng
comes
này
down
đã.
to playability. I
Chia
think
khóm
we got
khóm
to
mà
see it
nó
in the early game. Like at some point, this Ember is just unstoppable. Like
Bây giờ thêm
he's just
OG
running
nó
around
vật
with
ở ní
Ringmaster and
Vật
Clock.
ở
I think
mình
Snake
nhọn
King
khỏi.
he played so well in the early game. Like every single box that he used
rồi sao
was.
học liền này
But again, I think like
Trời,
sure,
học viên
Falcons
mình
is
chat
playing
on ấy.
amazing, but I don't think Extreme have the
Ừ,
tools
tạm biết
to
tin rồi
stop it. I really like the ATOS pickup from nothing to say. I think it really gave
Seb
them a way to play the
Brang.
game because without that, if you went for like
Brang
the
cắt
regular
lên
snap items, I think
Lebanon.
it was
Lebanon.
literally unplayable. But it did catch them a little bit off guard. But again, it's an Ember Spirit that's running around with max shield
Lebanon.
and with the help of the Ringmaster, it's just too much to handle. And
Cho tao mang vào lò run hai
playable.
bom
I think
nắng
drafting
mưa này
wise,
mà
I think the
cool
draft
sao?
tree makes it really hard, like
Cái bông
for
phía áo.
extreme and I'm really
អូ
hoping
យ
to
អា
see
វាយ
them
ងាប់
change
9
something
ដងអើយ
because
X-Nova ងាប់11
they're
បង
risking their tournament lives at this
អា
point.
ងាប់ទៅស៊ីបាយហ្នឹង
And if the draft was indeed already a little bit iffy from the get-go, it's quite impressive, Lacoste, that they were able to make this an hour-long game.
ចុយផុស talent នេះ
Yeah, that's just how they play. Like probably the team that has the longest games in the tournaments, apart from a 20-minute loss that they had against BB team, which maybe maybe someone's gonna take over, but. I just want to see something different. I just want to see them like winning the laning stage and then transition that into this type of a mid game, this type of a late game. Because this is a team that will also risk it. Like a lot of the times you will see Ame pick up Divine Rapier, great atomization in a sense where they understand we need this nullifier. Who's gonna pick it up? Centaur, not the hero that wants to get it. He gets it anyway because they definitely need it against the box, against the Necro. Still fell short, but also showing how they're thinking outside of the box, not the box that they've been put into by Ringmaster, but also just a crucial thinking that in these certain situations you need to change things up.
Yeah, there was also, I want to point out, one of the first picks that Falcons went for was the Clockwork. And I kind of feel like this is a hero that crits just maybe a little bit too comfortable on, and especially if you think like, okay, the games are going to go late. The vision advantage that it gives, I mean, it's comparable almost to a Treant.
Yeah, I think comparable, maybe even better. In my opinion, like I really look at Clock as being like almost like a daytime Night Stalker in a way. It's that good because, well, what we don't necessarily see, because obviously we're catching the action on the stream, but he's constantly firing rockets around the map and getting info. And in the hands of good players, all they need to know is has this camp be farmed, for instance, and then they know exactly what's going on. Like if all of a sudden Luna, let's say, is getting close to BKB and you're rocketing the Ancients all the time, and that minute the Ancient is not being farmed, well, Luna's in the smoke, right? Like they're making a play. It becomes really easy. On top of that, you have the ability to scout with jetpack. So to me, for teams like Falcon that is very methodical around the map and very obsessed with the macro gameplay, Clockwork is just like a cheat code.
Yeah, I feel like you should take it out, take it for yourself. One of those solutions. I'm positive, quite positive that he might also be featured in some of the clips that Lacoste wants to show us, because you did focus on the Falcons early game, because that was the point where they were very impressive.
Yeah, it looked insanely good, especially like the first rotations. So we're going to be seeing the insane dive from Clockwork and Necrophos. Usually you don't get to use the glyph as an off-lane duo. A lot of the times it is extremely used in most cases by your mid laner, but this allows them to dive behind the tower. You can see already Phoenix is very low, has to pop a Fairy Fire, has to use the healing salve, and the amount of gold that they're getting from it afterwards, because X-Noah, he's still going to come back. You can see the efficiency where Amar drags the creep wave into the small camp. That's going to be extra damage on the tower, extra kill for Amar, and also you are picking up neutral items relatively early on in the draft. So a lot of things happen, basically they are getting the triple value out of it, and then to show another efficiency clip is from Maureen, who's dragging the creep wave from the mid. There's going to be also runes spawning in 30 seconds, plus farming the stack that they have in the jungle. So kind of triple dipping on top of that as well. Plus controlling the runes, which was secured by double supports again. And you have shield, plus you have another shield on top of that, which makes it almost impossible for them to contest in this area of the map. Seeing that Ember Spirit, he's just way too tanky, while on the other side, as well, and at this stage of the game, like the support hero plus the mid laner, they don't really have enough damage. I think in a lot of situations we would see maybe position 1 TP to a tower. This is something that Blitz did a couple of times, and they're gonna lose another Wisdom Rune. And also to show Ringmaster, the power of this hero, I feel like this has been a crucial hero in this draft, because so many times we've seen them pop like Stampede, they're trying to use Eclipse on top of that. A lot of these long cooldown TPs, and then one box, great position coming up from staking, unfortunately for him. Moxie nickname's already taken, so he's gonna need to think of something else, because he had an amazing game. For me, he has been the MVP so far.
Seeing all those clips is a little baffling, knowing that the game went as long as it did. And I know that Extreme's got a lot to work on in the break that they have right now, but I also want to talk about what Falcons should be working on, Seb, because I'm sure that they also don't go into a games like let's crush the first 10 minutes and then let's wait a little while and sit back.
I think that they have well, I'm trying to actually think whether or not there's something they're happy with. I feel like they might be completely okay with it because
my channel
they're
make a like.
very confident that the more they get from the map, the easier it is for them to win. I think it is more than like wishful thinking. They've shown it. You know, you give net worth to their core players, like they'll just put it to use. I think, to me, you know, they want TI being the team that excelled at itemizing in the late game, like the refreshers, the A on this, the nullifier, like you always were thinking the team against them, they actually need a nulli, they actually need that. Falcons, they don't need anything, they're always like one step ahead, they know exactly how the game is about to play out, and they have the right items for that right moment, they build up for it, so I think they're very comfortable dragging the game. It's more of a, if we go high ground now, we have, I don't know, 60% chance to take it, let's make it 80, you know, let's make it 90, I mean, why not? At the end of the day, if you're winning, you know, it won you TI, why change the formula?
Great itemization point, because like you look at Amar, he has different things queued up, and at one point his like satanic, that's gonna be my item, I just want to be tanky enough, maybe get a couple of right clicks in, even though it's not the right clicking hero, then he decides to switch to SNY, have extra bit of status resistance, knowing that he has been focused pretty heavily, so extra bit of regeneration amplification on top of that, and then he's like, yeah, I have that for one fight, but you know what, I'm gonna disassemble SNY, get Manta style instead, and afterwards try to bait, because there was one fight afterwards where he baited the
Yeah, it's I think of especially Amar, I think Skater is also there, but these two are really impressive with their item choices, especially in the late game, because again, this is like a stage of the game that teams don't get to practice so much, because when you scrim, it's very often that you call GG when the game is completely out of control. I think it's rare for teams to scrim 90-minute games.
Yeah, and it's not the same stakes, so you're not trying as hard.
It's not exactly, like people are actually more willing to get picked off or make mistakes because they lose focus and, you know, whatever, lunchtime, you name it. But if I feel like Falcons, they just have experience in long games, like much more experience than any other team in the world, and that must be like an edge. So why not use it, you know, when you get to these games?
Okay. You'd also think that maybe because that's also how they won TI, normally teams that win TI, they get an extra bullseye on their backs and people are trying to copy their style, but as Sib says, it's something that you can't really practice too easily, so you have to experience it, you have to live it, and we know Falcons lives it fairly frequently in their games, this being one of them. We're going to find out if game number 2 will be as much a banger as game number 1, but before we get there, we are going to check in with Costreamer Gaming's
rồi mẹ này nè sầm man ơi
ô tao mơ cột bi cả mơ cột bi mơ cái rạc cột bi không sao đó
anh em lo đánh
bi cho mỗi chị ở bông là rạc
bad boom ô chị ăn on nữa anh quay mình xem bad boom mà chị ăn on nè
chị ở xem một game này cái xem
game
bad boom đó bad boom xem game
ba cho nên BB đây chị ăn on là mình thua mơ gameplay hả liền cái đồ
just get some decays off, you can chase down. There is still this weird flex, of course, where you could think about giving this to Miero. So yeah, there is an opportunity to still kind of throw things around here for the side of BB team if you would want. Just have to see how the draft develops, but it does leave it fairly open. You could argue it's an open pick as well here for Gamer Legion. You could still give it out to your supports, but it's just not the way Gamer Legion has been prioritizing this hero. So would not expect it anywhere else.
Chị ở lăng on đó nè, Gamer Legend đó nghe. Mai tao mới Power Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Power Ranger lên on chẳng hay bàn tay Extreme P3 Power Ranger mùi smile. Từng vơ. Còn vậy tham ba chơi từng vơ đi, từng vơ nâng một mỏ.
Chân khẽ đáy
chân một lôi về chẳng hay.
Làm kia toán chân.
It doesn't feel like Gamer Legion will prioritize banning that. Discussion, though. Digging quite a fair bit into that reserve time here.
Cho nó miếng lá có mấy máu đó. Bắt bắt đầu không?
Miếng xây tiền mà mày không bên em rồi lên tờ
And hope, yeah, they really just.
Oh, yeah, ba hero. Chứ đập bull này đâu bạn.
Yes. Well, we'll have to see that A game brought out.
Bad
We'll
boom
have to see,
khlang
again, a level state here for both
Hay
sides, for BB team as well.
chân ta lên
There's
ở
a
check rare.
possibility of making it to the number 1 slot if Falcons does manage to drop a game to Extreme Gaming here. We'll have to take a look-see. And we do get the Ember banned out in the end for the side of Gamer Legion. So we're just trying to simplify the matchups for RCY again, leaving that Slaughter in the pool, rather playing against the Slaughter and the Ember here overall. BB team for their part, what would you want to take care of? Snapfire surprisingly has been kind of ignored. Hasn't been the most amazing hero. Again, win rate wise, hasn't felt great. Not the highest win rate in the world. So I'm keen on seeing, because it's still a pretty decent answer to Tombstone. If you are concerned about it, could be one way to go about. Dig in to that reserve very deep.
They do.
Hoodwink still there as well. If you're looking at pesky supports,
this
Clockwork.
Game, just as important for BB team, of course, still fighting for their chance at qualifying directly through to the playoffs if they can beat out Team Falcons here in the Group A standings.
Yeah, and again, that's also kind of out of their hands. Like, they have to hope Falcons will take at least one loss up against Extreme Gaming to force a draw.
Yep.
So it's a lot of things that need to happen.
In fairness, is much more possible than what Gamer Legion are hoping for right now.
That is actually true. It's a little bit more closer to reality here for the side of BB team. So again, they need a 2-0. Gamer Legion need a tie. It's like do or die for both sides in their hopes. Again, for BB team though, I'm not shot through into playoffs. At the least, if they don't find it, they are going to be second seed overall. Which means, again, you're in the later stage of survival.
Well, there's your Slaughter pick up again. So they do indeed go back for it here for GPK. Can't quite blame them. You already said it. He had a decent laning stage. Had a great game on the Slaughter as well. You love to get to that stage where you can just start one-hitting supports.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of fun here for GPK.
And it is.
And they will just go ahead and run it back. Gamer Legion, on the other hand, what did they change up? I do wonder to myself.
Yeah.
Because it really didn't feel like there was too much wrong.
No.
You know, it was just one of those games. Again. And they go for the Dark Willow. So far, the draft's exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, no pressure to really change there. It makes enough sense to me to see these kinds of picks coming through. Because it really was just down to execution towards the end. Maybe a couple of things you could simplify, like if you could give Ghost a bigger win condition, perhaps that game's different. But even then, you know, he's doing a fine job in the Necro. What support do you want to tie in with your Dark Willow now? Do you want to change anything up? Because again, the Lich of Speed was pretty decent. It wasn't bad. It did have that counter action versus the Slaughter in some sense with a Frost Armor.
It could still work.
Have to see. And digging into reserve.
Your sneaker
go back to the same draft. Lots of
Group
thoughts
A cho bao nhiêu?
from the side of Gamer Legion and BB team.
Mà trả
considering
chú
what's
ơi.
on the line.
Group A pong tra.
lose patience បានណាពីមុនអីប៉ុណ្ណឹង
So I really want to see some changes.
ទៀត
Like it's amazing.
Snapfire
It's honestly
ទៀត
a great answer. I think like it
Tập clang.
restricts Malrine hero pulled by a decent amount.
ចូលមកត្រឥឡូវគេលេងឲ្យលេង
Even
ហើ
though
យ
you could argue that they banned the Earth Spirit and
ត្រចេញ
resistance
ក្នុង
to
ហ្គេម
ban
ទៅ
the
ទៅ
Earth Spirit, but
អត់
whatever. Forget about that. Now he's shown that he can play Ember versus Snap pretty effectively
lên
because
cái
I think he
design
drew the
level.
lane. So
Anh
maybe
đi
that's
sai
the
tất
ban
level.
that's required. And then please, you know,
Mình
select
mi
heroes
smart
that are gonna play well with
EWC
Snapfire in
ទេ
the
មក
early
យូរ
game
ថាបាន trip
and do your magic.
ឡាយកំពុងរត់ចឹងទៅចង់បាន strip
Clockwork has been a mess. This has been
ខាងហ្នឹងចង់បានខាងមកចង់បាន strip Oh my god
They're not going to be on the same team, but the vision aspect that you talked
និយាយគេ
about,
take note ទេ
super annoying hero, it kind of stops the ganks as well.
គេ
which
ចេះ
is
សប្បាយទេណា
having a BKB piercing ability, like you've seen so many times, they're trying to TP out. He's
មនុស្សខ្លះទី
got the hook shot. He does have a blink dagger, force staff, like vision
Adrian
game is
ban
through the
chào.
roof.
SF
Having
choi
Essence Distiller on
ពី
top
ប៉ះ
of
ចឹងគេ ban
rockets.
ហ្នឹងចោលហ្មង
This
ហើយ
hero has pretty much
That's Alex
everything,
spell the high
and
guy.
also with this type of itemization, it
Long
allows you
throw.
to scale in a different way.
Long
where
throw
you're
the high, long
getting
throw clang.
sharded from the
Wide
tormentors,
lane,
so you're not
off
investing
lane
your
with
gold
wide.
into. It's not like
ចូលដល់
S
ងាប់
tier
ហ្មង
shard
ចូល
when
farm
you
ដល់ងាប់
purchase it because it's very expensive. You don't want to be spending gold on it, but once you get it
មាន
for
ចិន
free,
ទៅដល់
like,
នោះដែរ
you are getting
fan
quite a
ចិន
lot of value out of it.
អូដល់វា ban វា
also,
ban ដល់វា ban
lane
necro ban
is secured
ring
with this hero.
master
We're talking about the offlane necro that they did
Annoy
pull
rồi,
out
ban
this
sao
time
đâu.
around. It's
Annoy
not
dính
going to be
khlang à.
happening again.
Khôn
But
này.
also something to point out
Nơi
that
bên này nó
Extreme
không
Gaming,
qua mà
they
cả nó
can
đấy
be
đó,
the
tôi
ones
à,
playing
may
this
bắn đấy ó.
fire from two different roles.
អេមអីទេ
Yeah,
តែ
we saw very
វាបិទអី
successfully for
អា
them
នេះវា
from the offlane
កាចខ្លាំង
earlier
អា
on
ring master
in the group stages.
មានប្រើ
Happy to
ទៅ
see
សា
them
ដូ
back on the
demon ទៀតណា
ringmaster and the
ដាក់
those two problems at least, as we already talked at length at about Snake and String Master.
Was just very good synergy with Clockwork.
Combo
We mentioned it in the first draft, like these heroes just play together really well. Clock is a great setup for Ringmaster spells.
Ring Master game muối chẳng game biết bao lấy đàn nó phi Rubik.
Duel position 5.
Duel vào Rubik.
Factor in all the spells and the Wheel of Wonder. So I like the ban. I like the Necro ban too, because this is like the lane that Falcons has run the most so far, like offlane duo, like Clock and Necro. Because at the end of the day, Clock is like very disruptive on the lane. Like he basically enables the offlaner for like getting XP and gold, but at some point he just runs out of steam. Like, the offlaner still needs to be like a dominant laner, in my opinion. Clock is not a hero that can basically set up kills or anything like that. He amplifies what's already there. So great pairing with Necro. We've seen them abuse that lane a bunch now, and they're just blind picking it. So they are hurting the Clock pick in some sense, because he's gonna lose two of his most impactful combos, I guess.
And it takes some time for Falcons to find their one ban they have in this stage of the game. It's hard to ban at this point, considering Snapfire is not really... Like, she's gonna be good regardless. Doesn't necessarily need a pairing or anything like that. They end up going for the puck ban coming out.
Let's see if Snaking was a liar. Playing this Undying potentially from the offlane. It doesn't strike in a sense. It also doesn't. You can be with Undying. You can be very uncomfortable. I think Necro fits the profile for the ATF in a way where he's the farming tool. He can be on top of the network, he can be unkillable, so he checks a lot of the boxes. Undying, he doesn't flash farm. That's one of the issues with the hero, so he can go back to stacks, use the tombstone in a triangle, but he's not very efficient at farming. He's more like, I want to keep fighting, but for now they are keeping things open.
I guarantee you Amar is not going to play Undying. Like, I would be so surprised.
Kind of similar vibes that we were seeing from his Largo, where he played it like once and it's just like, okay, this is not it. It's not his playstyle.
Yeah, I think it's not happening.
Do you think the odds are higher that Skeeter plays?
But then it's like a mistake or something, because Undying wasn't on appealing at all.
Rubik.
It's going
the
to
Grand
be
Mega Step with Ring Master.
They have a pretty good answer to Undying, in the sense that I think Snapfire's little shredder is one of the best answers to Tombstone. So, picked by Falcons, because it's one of the few melee supports that remains, and they really enjoy range on Skitter right now, so it makes a lot of sense. And actually, they decide to go for the Snapfire mid, they're gonna force it. And again, like, they didn't ban Ember. Mandarin he just played an Ember game. He drew with the snap. I think it's a good Ember game again. Like Bane, Rubik, these are supports that are too low damage for Ember to care about. So we'll see if he decides to go that route again. I don't think Ember's the best pairing, to be fair, with Clock Undying. So and I know Falcon is very obsessed with like mid and support heroes pairing. So perhaps not ideal. We'll see what route they go for. I like the Bane pick though. I think this is one of the few heroes that actually plays well with Snap from what Extreme has shown so far. This is the kind of combo I'm talking about. Like, because you run into a Snap Phoenix, you're just laughing. You run into a Bane Snap, you're dead. It's very different.
Ember
Split, if they want to be running this core Undying, maybe there's a chance, because it's such a good silencer game. It's a bit of a meaty one, because I don't think they can fit into the draft, but maybe something like a Dawnbreaker could work out for them, seeing that there is Bane. Problem is you're playing against Rubik, so immediately once you drop, but we'll have to see.
Silencer value though. You see Bane Snap and you're like, Amar, please, come on, one game. Just try it. Buy Radiance. You'll be fine. We won't say anything.
You can scale. Get Echo Saber, Radiance, whatever.
I mean, if he's allowed to buy Radiance, he's probably gonna play the Undying. Like, but if it's a around the map, yeah, pass.
Red Bull
a lot of value in Silencer, probably a really good pickup for Falcons if they grab their hands on it.
They grabbed instead the Ember Spirit.
They go for the Ember, yeah. Again, I think it's I don't know. I don't understand why Extreme is stubborn with this and they don't cover the angle. Like, they just played that game, and I'm just afraid that this Ember is gonna run around uncontested with a line. It's 3 melee heroes, but at the same time, like, if it's so that Ember might almost be fine on his own. He just needs a little bit more help, a little bit more support.
หนอเคยครับแมน วินแอมเบอร์ตายเลยครับ
Yeah, we're seeing what Extreme Gaming wants to go for as their 18th overall pick ban, and 18 is always one of the most important picks, especially on the side that had first pick. This is the one they can protect with 2 bans afterwards.
Yeah, so there was a Wind Ranger pick on Falcon side with Ember, so it's going to be an Undying Wind Ranger lane most likely. And they will be last picking a Mars hero that will lane with the clock. As for Extreme, the mid matchup is decided. It's Snapfire versus Ember. They have a Bane and a Rubik support, and it's either Ame or XXS hero next.
Terrorblade coming out.
He had a great success in the last few days. I made that one game where he was a 0-2-1 in 30+ minute game, and then the other game as well. Like, I'm just not seeing the synergy between the heroes. Like, what are the timings? You did talk a lot about the hero pairings, the 2-4-5, pretty much what they're going to be doing in the game, and they can do stuff, but also I feel like this type of draft is lacking something. It's also lacking the front line. We have seen in the previous game where masters of the craft like going I don't think you can allow yourself to do this.
ខ្ញុំអត់តន់ចង់និយាយច្រើនទេអ្នកគ្នាកុំតន់អាចចាច់ឆ្មិននៅរឿងពីក្រោយរឿងពីមុខដល់គ្នាមើលឃើញ
Can still flex the snap to offlane.
មិនតែគិតវែងឆ្ងាយឯងគ្រាន់តែចាំមើលទៅបានហើយជួយខ្ញុំព្រោះរឿងខ្លះมันប្រកាសឲ្យតែផុសវាសិតតែត្រូវវាសិតតែខុសវាសិតតែល្អសិតតែមិនល្អទេ
ចាំចេះ but at the same time they
គ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនដូចអ្វីអ្នកគ្នាគិតគ្រប់យ៉ាងមិនដូចអ្វីអ្នកគ្នាឃើញវាអាចនឹងមានរឿងច្រើនកែប្រែវាអាចនឹងរឿងចេះវាអាចនឹងរឿងចុះអញ្ចឹងមិនបាច់ទៅកបិនអីច្រើនមិនបាច់ទៅអីច្រើនទេចាស់អង្គុយហើយនឹងមើលរឿងដូចយើងអង្គុយមើលរឿងតាមដានរឿងគេបើថាបញ្ចូលតាមដានរឿងគេដែរអង្គុយមើលរឿងទៅតែបើសិនជាអត់មានព័ត៌មានជាក់លាក់ទេសូមកុំបញ្ចេញមតិកុំឲ្យវាខុសនិយាយចេះទៅវាខុសយ៉ាងការទៅវាខុសពេលខ្លះមតិណោះគ្នាវាបំផ្លាញគេដែរហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងពេលឥឡូវខ្ញុំអត់មកអត់កអីអត់ទៅសារអត់មានប្រភពព័ត៌មានខ្ញុំអត់មកអត់កអីទេអត់មានប្រភពព័ត៌មានហ្នឹងយើងតែចាច់ឆ្មិនគេមិនកាត់តើខ្ញុំមានប្រភពព័ត៌មានហ្នឹង
He's laning against Undying Wind Ranger, like
not gonna be easy.
There's not a lot of heroes you can afford to play on that lane. And I feel like he needs to fix so many issues.
I would say like 2 would be Centaur, maybe Axe as well, like Axe because of the creep skipping ability. Centaur can kind of do the same, but also both of them are like not necessarily blade mail buyers. Centaur doesn't really go for that item build anymore, but once you see Wind Ranger, you want to be having a hero like the Lotus Orb buyer on a Centaur.
គ្មានបែនតាមមេតា counter គេស្អីទេអញអង្គុយតែបែនយក hero ខ្លួនឯងចង់លេង
soak up the damage and be able to team fight.
Well, I can tell you that Extreme Gaming has banned out the Timber and the Darkseer.
កាច់យកអញឃើញលេង Terrorblade
ពួកនោះបានសិនតខ្ញុំបាច់យកអត់
That's what I was going to say, like it's very unlikely that these heroes make it through the pool. Okay, they actually get their hands on the axe, which I don't think it's a great axe game in the sense that it's, you know, axe versus Undying, you have the tombstone save at some point. Also just the tombstone and lying ulti, it's like you have one jump.
Mid Ember, Mid Ranger carry
you're not getting out against
pop 5 មែនឥឡូវ
very annoying.
5 មែន
and the lane is
ខាង Falcon ថាការ pop 5មែន
but Wind Ranger is actually one of the few carries that will, you know,
mid Ember mid
close the distance and will chase you even behind the tower pretty easy. She's so mobile. It's decent. I think it's exactly what's required for Extreme's lineup. ណាធ្វើ pop 5សម័យលេង2មែនទី word
អូយកវ៉ាឡុកមកអូយក Doom
that's like an absolute classic. He's the one that actually made the Radiance build popular. It's a very solid pick. I don't think the lane is great, but they can just be pulling waves. Again, makes it really hard to So in that sense, I like the pick. It's gonna secure them like the win condition essentially. Like you doom this TB and all of a sudden they don't really have much to play with on the Extreme side.
Snapfire, the combination is there between the offlaner and the mid laner, so they can play together. It takes a little bit more time, but again, I feel like they are having the same issue that they had in the last 4 or 5 games that they played.
It's a
Sao
it's another
tao
great number game. I think
anh đại
it
tính
might be the repeat of game 1 where
sát với cả
this Ember is just gonna reign supreme around the map with the help of the clock and the undying.
thôm
I
chui
don't
mà được
really
rồi.
see Bane, Rubik and Snap
thôm
contesting
ở
this
chỗ
Ember.
thôm.
I don't think it's punishing
អ
at
រ
all.
គុណស្គីនេះសម្រាប់បុកលុយ$1 អាមេរិក
$1 អាមេរិក But they had a decent shot at fighting back towards the later stage of the game. Do you feel like they have potential again?
ងាប់អញអើយមកបត់
But again, like, what does the later
ក
stage
អា
of
ណា
the
គេ
game
អ្នក
look
តែង
like?
ប្រយោគហ្នឹងអញរកមុខឃើញវាយហ្មង
That should be 30k gold behind.
Yeah, well, then they don't. You know, that's exactly what I was asking. Is like, how much gold deficit are we talking? What is the map looking like? Did you lose sides? And
They have clockwork,
Họ
so
đang
yeah,
làm
30k
mặt
gold
nằm rồi.
behind. No
Clock
vision.
sees you everywhere. 30k gold behind. You lost 2 sides. They have Aegis.
Oh no.
Do they have any chance in the
Yeah,
late game?
pistol
The answer is
pistol.
no, Shiver. No
Okay.
chance whatsoever. So it kind of
Các bạn
depends.
mới
Like
kèm
that's
đi
the
hết.
thing with Dota is
Sơn
like
mi nè chui.
thinking about the late
đôi
game,
khi
and
là
the
cái
team
này
fight
bị bay
condition
quá là
and the
ngon
win
được.
condition. It's just not enough. You have
Bóp
to
tay
factor
mà.
in every stage of the game.
អាសងទីមួយ
And it
Switzerland
starts, you know, the first objective essentially is the 4-minute water
Yeah,
rune.
Amazon
Let's say. I think
team,
before that is somewhat irrelevant.
Time
4-minute
of
water
curling.
rune, 6-minute power rune, 7-minute
Some
wisdom rune, 8-minute power rune. This is Dota for you nowadays.
ស្វីស
It's
ឡើង
like
ក៏មិនជា
there
ស្រួល
are
ឯមែនទេមក
objectives
ឡើង
that
មក
you need to factor in
ចាំមក
your
មិនក៏លុប
draft
វា
and how you
ចាញ់
approach
អេ
your
ស្ប៉ាញ
lanes.
ណាប៉ែ
Because if
មែន
you
ណា
skip
តាំងទី
these
2លេខ
steps,
មិនបាន
you
ចាញ់
don't
គេ
get to play the game. As simple as that.
So we just want to see extreme
Khơi
gaming.
Spain
Be
lên gặp
aware
lại,
of
gặp
those
lại cho mấy
timings
mẹ
and
đốt
fight
bốc
for
như
them.
ai
And
hết,
of course, the cost come out on top
tao
of
bên
those
mới cho mình
fights.
Yeah, easily said. We're going to be
Mà
seeing
sai
if that's
sai
actually
copy
doable. I
again, mà
don't want to
đốt
see
bốc như.
them lose the XP
I
rune
know,
again.
I know.
It's like it has been nerfed in the last like 4 or 5 months, but
Thôi mà
it's
không.
still such a massive objective
Thôi mà
that you
cô
need
này
to
kia cũng-
contest. Then
tao đạo
they
biết
need to
thang
find a
sao?
way because in the previous
Trong
one,
bát
like
thang
we
thì anh
saw
biết
Cliff,
bay
what
vậy,
Ember
thang.
Spirit has been doing. He's doing basically 3-4 things at the same
tao
time.
đạo với
So
gió
I don't
thang
see
vào đây mà.
NTS kind of
Em
trying to
gió
do the
thang.
same thing, try to contest this and set up his team for success.
Một
Well, we're all
mũi.
saying about what Extreme Gaming needs to do to win this, but let's be real, if Falcons win this, they claim top of their group. Can they do so? Let's head over to Cap and SVG for the answer.
ណាបើ
អរគុណស្គីនេះសម្រាប់បុកលុយ$1 អាមេរិក
Positions, Falcons hoping for
Put it
the
back up
guarantee
the middle,
on top of their
Nick
group.
knock her out,
Meanwhile,
you home
there's a
around.
weird scenario
Yeah,
where
you
Extreme
wipe
Gaming
out
could end up into
brown.
play for that fifth elimination slot. So
ជួយបាត់ស្អីគេអញដល់អាវបាយប្រៅ
definitely
ប្រៅ
could use a win
ទៅ
here,
វ៉ា
even still just getting the better seeding going into the elimination
Út
round.
chê
will
má
do them some
muối.
wonders. I would even say just
Đọt
getting
strength
away
chê
from
má
one
cúp
exec
grenade.
would,
Quay.
do
Đập lướt bóng
extremely
khói.
good.
Bơ
And
lờ.
the kill on
Bơ
Shaking
lờ.
will certainly help with that.
Nó
First
bóp.
one is available. Who's going to take
Trời
it?
ơi, anh
Finally
do đi,
they
trời
get
của
it
nó mẹ.
as XXS comes to
Bốc
collect.
linh miến.
XR is going to be surrounded by too many
Oh.
Falcons heroes. Tries to pop Purifier, but he will still go
Trời
down.
ơi, mẹ.
Marine takes
Mũi mà.
the bounty for that one. So,
អេមួយស្មាតតែគេ
Avery,
បានធ្វើប្លត់
in
ទៅ
that case,
Ờ.
you got
ប្ល
first
ត់លុយ
blood.
ច្រើនជាង
But it wasn't on your mid laner.
ចូលមក
While
មិន
Maureen
kill black
did
អ
get
អេក
it.
យកទៀត
He got the second kill, and he is
រ៉ាស់យក
But
blink
you got 3 runes and you denied the 4th.
okay.
Thế
All
là
right.
ít
So
cái
0
đánh nhà
runes
xe nhà nó
for
mới đừng ngọt
Falcons.
rồi.
That is a massive win here. We wanted to see XG come out fast, play for those
Nhưng mà
objectives.
tình
As Seb was
chơi chán
mentioning.
chơi
Well, you're already winning the
5 chơi
objective
nè.
now. You
Là
are.
sao
So
phải
off to a
lên
fast start
thắng
here.
rồi.
I think this draft looks a
Mà
little
skill
easier to
banh sẽ nó
execute than the
chui
first
lên.
one for them. The stuns
Kìa,
are way
áp-
more
kìa,
reliable
lấy chiếc
here.
bấy rồi.
They have more reliable chain follow-up. A little
Mùi
better
bị
catch
bấy
with
là
the
sao?
Bane as
Tại sao
well.
tao mi lên thơ bổ
The
hoặc lên tí
one
bấy
concern I have is their initiation is still
Ồ,
pretty
mà
dependent
liền.
on this axe.
mặc cọp
And he
sư
has to
to.
Steering
play
chain
some
thương
rough
tới clip
matchups.
rồi.
The clock of Dyne are really annoying supports for him to go in against. You only have one good blade mail call target, and it's the Wind Ranger. I don't know if XSS
Đẹp
is
phải ở
gonna
mid với nè.
maybe go some like Helm Dom Pipe Crimson build or something in this game.
Vô egg off.
That doesn't sound
Bane.
that amazing either, but his path towards having solid
Bane
impact
kém.
off of the single initiation
Bên
doesn't
top
look
5
great.
rồi bị
So
top 4.
I think
Ê, ai phải
XG will
top 4
have to
à,
think
phải
about
top
that,
4
how
thôi.
they approach fights, because that was the biggest issue in the game 1. Was how do you start a fight
Nào,
and
deny
make
là
it
mang
work
đi.
for you against the
អ
Falcon
រ
squad
គុណ
that is
ស្គី
super
នេះ
good at
សម្រាប់
cutting
បុក
you out,
លុយ
picking your moments, and
$1 អា
turning
មេរិក
those initiations
ចូលបត់
around.
ឲ្យទៀតអញ
You're also playing against the Margin. He is the best doing it.
ហាកំដៀវស្រួយណា what the fuck
Sorry.
Sợi chứ tao viên rồi.
bắt mày nát cái nào thì phút anh ơi
So I'll give it to both of them. Depends who I'm talking to. There's our draft in case you missed it.
EWC API không mau.
Like you're just gonna look to doom this Terrorblade every time. Maybe he'll doom NTS. The situation calls for it. But it's an anti-carry hero. XG are kind of all in on the Terrorblade scale here because I don't think the axe can scale too amazingly in a game like this.
Okay, but we've seen the Sapphire scale.
The
axe can set up collects the kill on Amar. So
that is always the expectation. How much NTS can do on this hero. He has more. He at least has the axe to go in for him. I think XG just don't like playing with heroes that go in. They just constantly pick these the 5 heroes that want someone else to do something for them. I think it just makes their games so much more difficult to execute than they need to be.
I mean, I do think the Ember Spirit on the other side of things really wants to go in. I really like this big pickup. Because small read was jumping in. Right in the middle of all their heroes, getting a bunch of information.
Bot hai bong. Hai men mai bot này.
Now Exo is like, go ahead, jump in, see what happens.
Just grip him.
Còn lại chuột con này vô lượt tua tôi.
Tombstone drop.
Battle Hunger has caused quite the issue for Snake. This micro there. He's in trouble here. Yeah,
XXS not committing.
Yeah, surely you just commit. You have blood grenade.
He doesn't want to miss a
anh này như trong ngõ trong to big ơi.
It's also kind of nice to just leave on dying low.
Các bạn nhá, don't
Again, your goal is not to kill him. Your goal is to win the lane.
Chơi mẹ mồi. Chạm đáy. Chạm đáy tiết. Đáy tiết. Sao còn ở đây này?
Mà ngay đập đọt đi mệt.
Effectively all the runes. You got that extra kill top.
Đọt đi mệt muốn nó bay ra trừ.
Mid is going a lot better for NTS than the first time around. Maybe some of that extra gold
chơi mẹ một tí.
Doing some work here and this side lane is going better than I expected. I think snaking is getting.
Chà, cách mà cá muốn rồi hai gà skill nó hai chơi mẹ đấy, chỗ này.
Chơi mẹ đã được các bạn chơi lâu.
Just really ruin this Axe's day, but the fact he got to the helm of Iron Will so fast, he's got 4 tangles in the bank. He was expecting to be harassed heavily with decay power shots, and he's just chilling down here. He's on vacation. Look at him.
Mất skill chỉ sai không mé cho nên nó còn hai skill khác vì hai quạt cao rồi này. Call. Call. Màu mày call ơi, anh
call chơi mẹ pi được vậy.
I did not think I'd see the day where Falcons losing on dying lane.
See cái grenade này.
Yeah.
Blood grenade có
prop bike chim.
The strength of runes in Pro Dota. These little things make a big difference. You get to level 2 first.
Lên DOTA bón score này nữa.
Had that first blood as well.
Bón mình bên này.
Skill chơi mày.
First one wants the axe. Is that really that great for XG? Well,
if he gets a fast helm,
DOTA
chơi mày này.
It's gonna make a world of difference because he is your one initiator.
Việc hay chứ chơi mày rồi.
Anh ấy của vị form ná này. Anh DOTA bón được thằng
It was extreme, right? Struggled before in the solo initiator for XXS.
Thì phi cho
situation.
Phi toàn.
Okay there.
Oh my god. Zombie đó. Đặt bot disco mới má. Zombie disco.
That was me after playing 10 Poke's in a row.
Mà thơ xì vậy đó.
Bay.
Tọt má đó. Messi. Trời toán.
Rubik is away. Crit rotates into the
toán.
mid lane.
Chơi chân cà rốt má này.
What is an undying do? You're left in a lane you can have zero impact.
Skill slow đó. Skill snap
or just stack.
Nó bẹ sâu ring.
Farm a camp with decay. Not a lot, honestly. It feels real bad right now for Snake.
It's
always been one of the weaknesses of the hero. That's why that early
portion
is really important for the hero.
Because
now you're just watching XXS do this and you're like, do anything to him, guys. I'm gonna go look for the 6-minute power rune. That is something you can do.
Hey,
TP. Nice TP, nerd.
Nó thì biểu chui rồi.
Trying to pressure Ame.
Anh em mà nè,
I can't believe Ame came back to this lane. He was already hitting neutrals. Him and the Bane were together, and he actually walked back into this lane without his Bane.
TP nó tròn trơn ngoài
đây. Rough kill to give up.
Đây mà
nè. They do have level 6 on, nothing to say. Cookie into
trời mẹ. Trời mẹ, hai người máu, trời mẹ. Trời còn bẩn đấy, trời mẹ.
After the Sapphire, try and do as much damage as you can while they also get the kill.
Ngâm đúng nè. Chứ ngâm đúng
His killing spree. Things are getting a little weird now for Extreme. They had a nice lead off this lane phase. Can't afford to give too much of it away.
Died to
không rút cho má trộn vô bay vô
just got decay.
Ổn phần tí, trời mà xì vô.
Kind of a weird death for XXS, a bad death for Ame. There's no way you should be losing double wisdom in this game, right? There's no way. If you go look at this net worth chart and you told me that Dyer lost both wisdom shrines here, I tell you, who are you trying to pull? You know?
Whose leg are you trying to pull?
It was a mixture of a couple of things that not much to my brain.
About as lost.
But you get my point. Like this is not an early game you should be losing shrines in.
Not at all.
Top net worth on all 3 cores.
Chơi mẹ, chậm lại, chơi mẹ, chọn stun, lướt mà khỏi, khó, tét, phục đồn.
You're still looking real pretty here. Like, you should not let this phase you. The XP is
cái
fine.
đấy cắp à, lấy cái đấy cắp à, lấy cái
That was
phục
just a
đồn.
recovery for Falcons.
Askin đến phục đồn.
Dominating lanes, so.
Yeah, it just would have been nice to have the faster level 6 on Bane and
of course
have Clockwork just sit there
not
able to be the
initiator
he wants to be because he doesn't have a level 6 yet, but double wisdom shrine goes a long ways to fixing that. FY gets shot down in the river while Ame has made the rotation through the gate. Hard to be in that safe lane, better to be in the enemy safe lane.
I will say I do agree with Sev's point, and I don't know, XG are just allergic to power.
Cái chập rồi. Chơi mẹ, chơi mẹ, chơi mẹ,
and then he just uses them to bring the game back, and you sit there thinking like, surely we can stop him getting subs, you know. Yeah, sometimes you get unlucky. Yeah, it's more difficult against Ember because he can go to one remnant to the other, but you have Bane who can fight that. You have instant stuns here in this game. Undying Clock are not the scariest heroes to skirmish on the rune. Right, you might go there and lose the rune, but you're not. You should die.
Instant doom put onto the Bane because Mar knows he gets nightmare and he's gonna die. They can't quite get the kill with the Mar unless the kisses land. Quite good enough. Crit attempted to stop it with the Cogs. Nova ran in front of the Cogs. Is that what I saw?
Medic Ame.
Nó đả nã được khné nhá.
Dr. Ame healing the boys.
What a nice guy.
Khát rồi.
Đúng mà ná cái ngọt luôn này đi vậy đó.
Xong say mày biết khơi nhà
He has
bền
the
mà.
fast boots to travel here. This
đúng
is
vô.
where you want the mid snap
Cho nên
fire
cái
to
bài chương ho mà
be.
này.
Owning the lane, getting some extra kills with kisses off cooldown. Very fast boots to travel, and then you can kind of control the map. You're also going to be able to box into that axe Dom creep. Could be a really nice combo.
Slide lơ cả.
Might let XXS play a little more aggressive in
Slide lướt, slide lơ cả. Trời.
Still looking very solid. It's probably the best early game we've seen from Extreme Gaming.
Một slide lơ cả. Đồ bạc.
And they get this power.
Do chấm đánh đấy à, slide.
He jumps in, it does spawn top, so he gets an illusion.
Flame gạt thôi, flame gạt rồi, ở thứ
Flame Guard making FY significantly tankier, but Maureen kind of has infinite potential right now, especially with snaking behind him. FY dies. Now Skeeter also rotated into mid lane. No wonder Maureen was being super aggro. This is one of those plays from Falcons where they just bring everybody to the mid tower to take it.
Gotta respect the European mid lane. It quickly turns into a quad lane if you're not careful about it. This will be a focus fire committed. Still have Flash Golem available. No Tombstone though, can definitely fight this with your XG. So that is not the way you want it to start.
Got the cookie stun. Half health. XXS shows up to teleport. He's going to sit on this remnant. So he can actually force Maureen to jump to that remnant. XXS can get the kill, but Maureen looks like he might just be able to run away. No, he actually does jump back. XXS claims the kill. Didn't use the kill stop the kisses. Who cares? He's already dead. And now Crit has put himself in the danger zone.
XXS running away with this game. Having himself a performance here. He is 6-2, might make it 7-2. Getting some culling blade stacks. Really give him another shot.
He missed two different culling blade opportunities.
Well, that's a little disappointing, but his net worth is not disappointing right now. He is soaking up the farm in this early game. This is an axe that got picked into an Undying Moon Ranger, right? Your expectations for how his early game should look
Này cơm rồi, đặt vào thân thế này.
Overperformance here might just power XG to a game to win if he keeps still
lý vậy. Lót rồi.
Nowhere for Maureen to go. Straight into the arms of an axe.
Yeah, it's funny, I think he thought he was going to get fade bolted. So that's why he jumped to the remnant, but FY was actually short on mana. He was short of a fade bolt there.
Anh ấy khá đã bắn phố này.
I really
slow
just
motion to watch XXS's failure. Come on.
Oh, look at the mouse turn. That's a exasperated king. Yeah, let's turn that back. That's a good little slow-mo shot right there.
It's a pro player equivalent of hands off the keyboard.
When the mouse comes up, things aren't looking good. They're not going well.
The mouse comes up, the shit's going down.
That's the equivalent of a belt in esport terms.
Chọc chọp vào đấy.
They're gonna pop the Doom on him just to make sure. And who thought he would help? Well, actually, wait a minute. Nightmare underneath the tier 2 tower. Beach grip on the other. Can they get something off of this one? Surely underneath the tier 2 tower with stuns. Amar, they're trading off. The grip finally gets popped, but it's a bit too late. XXS coming in for the Amar's making a run for it down the river. He's not going to be able to get it. Now Maureen is chasing it after nothing to say. Still underneath the tier 2. Power shot does not land onto the Snapfire. Huddled underneath their tier 2. Falcons managed to win a fight this deep onto the enemy map. That is concerning.
Yeah, they got on in the process. The last hero you want going down right now, he should just be accelerating in the jungle with all the space being created. Instead, you're losing your hard carry to the Doom counter pick. You get nothing in return. You brought everybody up there. You lost your Axe Courier as well. And you know why, Austin? Because he had another power rune on Ember. He's just living the life. Regen did so much work there for Maureen.
Somebody's got to stop.
At this point, just bring 5 heroes to the next rune.
Chứ mai cái trận đấy.
He'll probably still get it. He'll slight steal it.
Tiếng tan sau
đó. Wisdom Shrine though.
They're baiting him, and if it's
blocked, we see mana chọn như còn là chế mana các bồi.
They just can't get one. It is inevitable.
Well, time to just chill out a little bit if you're extreme. Let's just get that Blink Dagger underway.
A lot of that early lead is gone though. Falcons with a net worth advantage here after how rough that early game was. That's a nice trajectory for them. If they can get one more team going into a tower, they're gonna be sitting pretty. I'm not as convinced that this Terrorblade has a free go at it in the late game here. They have a lot of spellcasters, a lot of disruption. The Wind Ranger matchup's pretty good. The Doom matchup's pretty good. You need all of your cores to be scaling here if you're extreme.
Clear cho bắt map. Nè. Họ vô clear teleport cho tụi mình.
Cho được hòm.
Still, Extreme do have a very slight net worth lead. And the Blink Dagger the Blink Dagger for the... I was going to say the Snapfire. He's going to build Blink Dagger next. But opted to buy the Shard early.
They're setting up on NTS with that deep ward from Crit. I don't know if he can make it out of this one.
To backstab him. He has no cookie to hop over the cliff. He is surrounded. Very easy kill.
Another power rune, another kill for Maureen.
Does feel like there's maybe a bit of a correlation there? I don't know.
It's doing some work. Still, it's a nice angle, nice deep ward. Crit's going to try and continue to protect this and use it. If he can get another core kill off it, even if it dies, it will have paid for itself. Some more stacks being created by Snake King. He's done a decent job making sure these Ancients are getting beefed up for somebody. I don't know who's going to clear those. Not the most efficient. Probably Amar. That's usually what it comes down to. Get a Radiance on Doom. There's your Ancient clear. This ward's doing so much work right now.
Yeah.
They do have an amp damage on XXS, so he won a power rune.
They did.
My God. They did it.
Incredibly useless.
But the Ember doesn't have it.
That is true.
And that's a win.
It's a
moral victory.
Had some pretty good Rubik games this tournament, and it's an FY Rubik. He's got some good steal opportunities here. I would love to see him actually get that net worth up. See if he could just start farming some waves somewhere or something.
Or get some fights going. That's what the hero really wants.
រូបិកមានដកស្រែក
XGR tended to run into this mid tier 1 with the Undyne around there. That's a tough fight to take aggressively.
រូបិក support ចុយលុយឲ្យវាណា
Falcons to fight you is easier said than done.
អាកណា
They are very good at dodging you when they want to. We're only giving you just a single hero pick off some support that dies or something.
Smoke hat smoke
I like the smoke bottom. It's not going to land here. Still, getting the vision down here to find the Wind Ranger later on is super nice. Might just be able to get a tier 2 off of this. And I think there was a decent chance you found Skeeter down here. He was just a little too quick for it.
វាយហើយ bomb
How fast does Ame take this tier 2? Pretty damn fast.
Yeah, if you can't find kills, get towers.
The objective to take in this game can open up that outpost. Push this lane in super deep.
Being hunted down.
TP វាយឲ្យ TP TP
Nice TP.
The vision for both teams is pretty concentrated in these enemy jungles, so you really have to be wary about going into the dark zones here and just feeding some bad kill that's going to break open the stalemate right now.
Nothing to say, he fills his bottle with the power rune. Now that's a win.
Pretty good one too here. Shield rune, when you're looking to break this stalemate and force some fight mid or something, they find Amar.
Amar's very tanky.
He's getting decayed, he's getting kissed.
Battle Hunger slowing him down. It's pretty easy to hit those shots. Pretty easy to hit those
shots.
Into it and burn.
Good job, J-Man.
Getting the plus
one. Be skill ងាប់
ប៉ាំងប៉ាតេ
ប៉ាំងប៉ាតេ J-Man ងាប់ប្រា J-Man ងាប់ប្រា J-Man មែន
Slight misstep by ATF gets punished pretty damn hard as XG. They were looking for this fight mid, they just didn't know how to get it. It gets gifted to them. That's going to break this game open considerably. Now they're invading enemy ancients. They still have all these deep wards bottom. A lot of map control to play with right now. It's nighttime with the Bane. The Axe is a big threat.
I don't want to jinx it, Avery, but dare I say it, I think Extreme Gaming, they can maybe get not just some power rooms, but maybe even a Tormentor.
Okay, you're pushing it now.
Thôi thôi Look Con này bay Con này bộ Con này bộ Con này bộ Con này bộ Messi
Inside of the tombstone, really weird.
Oh, what a centaur stomp.
Nice centaur stomp that actually gets Snapfire a little bit of distance away from Amar. Amar's still going to try and hunt him down here. Hits him with the blade, does not commit the doom though. Not sure if he can get the kill. Now with a shackle shot though. I think they've got it. Doesn't even have to use the doom.
Solid chase down. That is definitely something this lineup has in spades between their three cores. You even have the speed aura on the Doom that Amar really likes for some extra. I run at you and you die.
And here comes the smoke sweep to the Tormentor side of the map. This is offlane tier 1 tower is still up, so they can't take like a whole lot of map here. Can make the dive past the tower anyway, spotting X-Nova coming in from behind. Two-man call. XXS plus FY setting up with the cog steal now. To XXS, but he's going to say, that's worth it, man. I got the kill I was looking for. That's the Wind Ranger down. Doesn't quite make it out.
Couldn't block Doomsteal either. Enough cover from Amar. Is that worth it? Who got more gold?
It wasn't worth it in the end, that's for sure.
XXS, he did get the 3x streak on Skeeter, but he had a 5x streak that went to Amar. So now all of a sudden this Doom is the highest net worth hero in the game, as he usually ends up being.
Ame didn't have a TP? Maybe they thought Ame could TP in? Like that's XXS, he's a two-man call. Like he's like, I have to take this, right?
Snapfire not being there for that call hurts them a lot. Like that's your big follow-up in these fights, is the Axe call comes through, and then Snapfire spells come on top. Rubik Bane can control the Doom or the Ember, and you get to isolate some of these heroes. That's the dream. That has to all be there at the start. They do defend their Wisdom Shrine. Tormentor still available. Not the worst. A lot of gold for Amar. That's gonna be the scary part here. Getting that streak, that pushes him towards a BKB. At least you have some BKB control this game. That was a big issue in game 1.
Oh, no doubt.
You have the grip, you have the call, you have a Terrorblade that can just kind of swing into you. That's good enough.
TB can maybe build a Scotty at some point in the game.
For sure. Eyeing up an early MKB again. He really likes itemizing just to punish this Wind Ranger.
I can see so much of Wind Ranger's gameplay. These carry Wind Rangers, they just hunt down the enemy carry, right? Every single time they just win, run in, focus fire the enemy carry. That's their job. For sure. So if you actually have a way to hit back, then what does Wind Ranger do then?
Nó khoác lên.
Get an earlier satanic or something. How Maureen got out of that smoke play, but he managed it.
Yeah, completely surrounded by heroes on all sides. TP's out.
And they get a Tormentor.
Got it. They did it.
Objectives falling for Extreme Gaming this time around.
Actually giving Extreme Gaming Bane Shard. But they gave up Roshan.
Tormentor đồ rồi.
Even when you win against Falcons, you still lose. That is annoying.
I don't think this is that. Aegis is solid here. You're going to give it to Maureen.
Ember Spirit Aegis.
For sure, it's annoying. You can still fight into this, though.
See the supports positioning to make sure they block any maybe smoke play. Playing these high grounds.
I think you're just waiting for Ame, MKB, XXS, BKB, then you're going to take some fights. That's your next timing here. If you get there and they still have Aegis, I think you can force that fight anyway if Falcons give it to you.
I will say another thing that makes me more hopeful for Extreme in this game is Snapfire levels. Right, level 15 at 23 minutes. Nothing to say is I think making better progression than he did in game 1.
He had a better early game.
Yeah, it helps that he also didn't go for the Rod of Atos build, right?
Yeah.
Straight to Boots of Travels, so he was able to play the map a lot better.
It's going to scale a lot faster, a lot better. I think that Atos ended up being pretty solid.
It works. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's just a mixed item.
Maybe if the early game hadn't gone so badly, maybe he wouldn't have had to go Rod of Atos, right? Just to try and salvage things. That's kind of how I viewed it.
Double power rune Maureen. He's arcane with a shield rune.
He is amped the hell up. X-Nova is dead. FY and Ame quickly retreating back to the base. They know Falcons are going to be searching for more.
That's fine. Sacrifice that to the power runes and the Aegis timing.
Power
steal and some extra gold on the map. Still trying to get to the Axe BKB.
Now that's how you can farm.
Oh yeah. And look at this early Axe for crit. He usually goes blink on this hero. There's another vision mechanism.
Yeah, why do you go early Axe on Clark? What are you looking to achieve for it? Is it about the spamming rocket flares to push out lanes? Is this a map play?
I'm trying to think of why he wanted it this game in particular. So I've not seen him buy this early in any other game.
I think here's my theory. Extreme Gaming, the way their lineup functions, they have to be as 5. So I think splitting the map is more effective.
Could be an idea to improve their catch. I almost think he just wants a lot of the rocket flares in the fight. Just to be able to spam them out. Get vision on these 2 supports, get vision on the snap. It's a little extra AoE for this Terrorblade.
I think to say he's pretty close to his base here.
Yeah, you're not.
Forced him to use BKB.
You're not chasing there. That doesn't feel that good for Falcons, though. I mean, what are you accomplishing up here in terms of objectives, and you're watching your other 2 lanes get shoved in?
Timing, I guess. Telekinesis turnaround.
Bớt rồi môi, thằng Slate mod.
Unless Ame can get a sunder on somebody.
Sunder, đổ chip. Đúng học về lại, đúng vãi lại. Ôm ở đây tiếp. Trời, nó sao lên. Sao, mình mà.
Crit on the other side. Telekinesis running down the river. Nicely played, but FY doesn't really have an out here. Gives him enough time to buy out his shard, though, so he won't lose too much gold.
There goes XXS, though. That's rough. On top of popping that initial 9-second BKB. Rough fight for him. He had to try and do something to buy some time for Ame. You just only have a little bit of a window there.
I tipped it.
Getting baited by that Aegis a little bit. Tier 2 lingered a little too long. You get caught. Now you have to commit to try and salvage this situation. It ends up costing you a lot.
if I recall, he was pretty low on mana too. It's not even like he had that much resources for his first life. It was almost like they were getting nothing. If they don't get off that Sunder, then Amar doesn't die. They chase down, for sure, maybe even more heroes, or at least more efficiently.
It's the Clockwork causing him problems again. The Rocket Flare slows the catch, the cogs. Can't escape from this hero. It's so hard to disengage against Tin Man battle.
Yeah, would you agree that it feels like Clockwork, maybe it's crit, but I also feel like the Clockwork is more effective. Why would that be?
Okay, well, this is going to sound a little mean, but I think Clockwork is better against teams that don't have like 100% discipline flowing in the team fights. You know, if you're misstepping in the team fights a little bit, like that whole fight starts with Ame just those kind of sequences, Clockwork takes advantage of.
Might just be in range. XXS, the smoke broke, but they don't see him because it's nighttime. He managed to blink on top of them. Okay, so they do get it.
You get stolen cogs too, which is pretty big here.
And it's Steal the Wisdom, which pushes the Snapfire up to level 18.
Pretty nice. You get some towers too. Sitting here with this MKB, he takes buildings and heroes very quickly. He can connect on them.
It does feel like Extreme Gaming, their smokes are better, and they're in better positions to take objectives afterwards.
I think it's just more straightforward for them. They smoke in, XXS is gonna jump somebody, then you have follow-up stuns. It's a lot easier than that game one. We'll see if they can catch the Ember. There's the Axe from Allreen. Could be equally as elusive this game. They have some nice tools to potentially catch them. You're gonna have to execute that.
Oh, hello, Snake King.
That's a freebie. You're not TPing out of that.
No, Ame does so much damage with a rushed MKB.
Got that gunpowder gauntlet too.
It's crazy. He went from level 7 to level 19.
And he's quite far now.
Stealing wisdom, or taking wisdom, and then killing Undying.
He did get a lot of gold for killing Amar in that fight.
Yeah, Amar had a killing spree, right?
Yeah, it was 500 gold. So honestly, it wasn't the worst exchange for him. Looking at his position now, he's probably feeling pretty confident in this game. If he can get to... He's eyeing up Scotty. I mean, we talked about how good Scotty is here for kiting some of these heroes and just pelting into the Doom. If he can get to that plus a survival item, I want to say Lincoln's does look pretty juicy this game. He might just opt for more damage though. Some Butterfly, Daedalus, whatever.
Yeah, what's the thought process? Lincoln's versus Lotus in this game? Because XXS, he's going to go Lotus.
I don't like Lotus as much. I think you'd rather block this Doom than reflect it.
I would also argue that Shiva's in a way also lets you... It kind of accomplishes some of what you want, which is like that AoE hit maybe hits these heroes that maybe want to blink in or slows them down at least, which helps the TV maintain that distance anyway.
That's where XG need to decide how these fights are going to go and what they're going to try and aim for. If they want to just send their frontliners in and that's going to create space for the Terrorblade, Ame can itemize for higher TPS. And you can just buy zone control items on the side of XXS.
His Blink Tiger's on cooldown right now. This is going to be awkward. Hit by the hook shot, bounce back by the cogs. He has a BKB, but it's been chain stunned up and he can't get out. Too much damage is done. That is so bad. He was just slightly separated from his team. The rest of Extreme Gaming were on the other side of the river.
Maybe they get something cheeky here.
Yeah, another setup where maybe somebody walks into them for the Fiend's Grip.
There's no Doom available. That is a big opening for Ame.
They're going to go out to the Wind Ranger, see if they can call him. Snake King has to get the Tombstone saved.
No chance. He got slept.
Nightmared immediately. Really well played by X-Nova. He'll go for the kill. Still though, Maureen, he's dicing him up something fierce though. He quickly kills the Bane. Snake King lives for a little while. Ame sundered. Oh, Force Staffy goes into it. Not a big sunder though. Still at half HP. Still with no way out. He has to turn around and swing. There's no other way out. He's not going to live. He just has to try and do damage. It won't be enough for the kill though. Another Extreme Gaming fight. They choose to take it, and they still end up on the losing side. 2 for 5.
How did it go so bad? They slept the Undying, they killed the Wind Ranger. That fight should be good at that point. There's no Doom available. You are missing Snapfire, and that's a huge portion of your follow-up DPS here. Still, it felt like it should have gone better, and it's just Ember TV slicing everybody up.
Fragile to magic damage, right?
I agree, but this is the game you picked it into. This is what I'm saying. Like, these matchups for TV aren't that great, right? Ember's always been a pretty good matchup. The Wind Ranger's a good matchup. Doom's a good matchup. He, in theory, doesn't really have any favorable core-to-core. you're worried about a lot. And he doesn't have a defensive item. There's no Satanic, there's no BKB, doesn't have that Scotty yet. He's still pretty fragile. Flesh Golem hitting cogs, that's pretty nice. It's Amar who gets all those kills at the end too, though.
Amar grows bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah.
Chivas, and he is going to go the Aghanims build.
Bây giờ đó hai đi che.
Look for that big AoE Doom if they don't have ways to disengage, which they will. They do have Cookie. Cookie charges in particular is a really good way to get out of the AoE of Doom.
I think the damage is going to happen too fast. I think that's the issue.
I don't think you're wrong.
Even if you get out of it, Falcons can still just charge at you.
Man, he's really that Axe rush, he has gotten a lot of farm from the Rocket Flare spam.
He is real fat.
Maybe Crit was just feeling himself after game 1. Said, damn, I'm good. You know what? I should have more farm. I should have more items to play with. I'm too good.
He should be. I think he has looked like the best Clockwork in this tournament. The amount of work he does and how consistent it is every game, and he doesn't feed. I think a lot of times where you see you have like 7, 8, 9 deaths or whatever your space, he has very low death count and extremely high impact in every team fight.
With the level 15, he's got the battery assault damage. The AoE off the Aghanim Scepter is pretty good. Call goes out, and Maureen, you dodge it with a slight there.
He just nailed this
as well, so
might get popped if you can land some kisses.
Try to land kisses on Skeeter instead. Well, that's kisses on cooldown. Is that enough for Falcons to finish up Roshan with confidence?
Bigger spell meta. I'm gonna pop meta here.
Oh yeah, that. Oh,
you're not doing anything.
I mean, Falcons are actually pushing the fight through that. Maureen managed to kill X-Nova right in front of XX.
It's a disaster.
No Sunder. Yeah, this is all bad for Extreme Gaming. Hook shot stops the BKB TP away. They might just get wiped here. Maureen, are you gonna go for that last one? A blink away from X6S gets him enough distance. He will not collect on the final kill, but 4 for nothing.
Again, it's the same paradigm as game 1. You bait them in a little bit. They miss one jump. They misuse one spell. The clock is ticking on the meta. They're trying to disengage. You find an opening. There's just no organization in this team fight for XG as Falcons pick them apart. They just make it look so easy.
Don't even need to do the Roche. They can take the mid lane of Barracks and go back for it as Extreme Gaming are respawning.
I will say this Ag's Clockwork is also really nice with Doom. You get initial vision mechanisms, but if you doom somebody and then you just start laying all these rocket flares into him, and you get slowed down, it helps him get another couple. You just can't escape the Doom, basically. It's obnoxious.
XXS playing a dangerous game right now. He knows tension's definitely coming his way. Cuts the wave, farms some neutrals, blinks away.
Lost his Lotus on Courier.
Catches them.
This game is spiraling quickly. They have triple Shivas, by the way. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I did notice that. There is more value to having multiple Shivas
for sure
than previous.
Very little overlap now.
And in this game, if it's just the TB, if you just need armor, Shiva is kind of the best item for it, right?
On these spellcasters, for sure. Especially if you benefit from the AoE.
Yeah, you don't really have an AC hero, so.
Just a good item right now. Feels good on so many heroes.
Just a name, though. Steel spell
into the hands of Falcons. Give it to Skeeter here, who can go straight into the Daedalus and be a massive damage threat. Too many problems to solve for Extreme Gaming right now. Running out of time to solve them.
Once again, the trade-off Roshan for Tormentor. Extreme Gaming.
Already have all 5 shards.
You can say like the real pronunciation.
That's kind of sad.
I said don't. I see why you saw to Tom F Tom G Tot G A now. But remember, okay, saw Tot. Đừng nhau mấy saw A Tot K Tom. Okay, say A Tom K Tom đó.
And they don't have a way to stop that. They will never potentially have a way to stop that because nobody.
European style, they don't give a fuck.
You can always just find your mark. You can go on the Doom if a mark gives it to you. Maybe he lags out.
That's the hope. There goes Small Reed. Spotted a support.
Yeah, look at him go.
Gets the kill.
Gets up pretty deep, but he has A on disc here.
Yeah. He's going to have a chance to throw that remnant out.
Anh ơi, anh đi từ lọc cho dạ ơi.
Almost level 25 off of that kill. So all the remnants he expended,
Amber Spirit này cả lọc cho dạ
back in his pocket pretty quickly.
Nó cạ creep ba đây nè.
We've got cut. Nice play by XXS.
Right.
So guarantee his Lotus Orb respawns off the courier. They finished the Scotty for Ame. They did get to their next set of items. Can look to take a team fight when the Aegis expires here. Still 3 minutes.
Cho mình xem thà mà xì lần này ăn miên mà cha sầm đến Happy Birthday thiên sĩ này.
Something into some more building damage.
They're on the right side of the map.
Happy Birthday thiên sĩ ở sao là Happy Birthday Hiko năng mana Spicy Boy Miracle Boy Key Boy.
See who shows, and it's going to be Ame. Ame shows on the courier.
Tranh bao kế cái đạn nồi. Mà xì kìa.
It is exactly
like
this.
Oh my god, bro. What the fuck, man.
Cover your eyes, Avery.
Ôi sao mà váy màu.
Business here for Extreme. Quick little TP to the other side of the map. Make sure, okay. Now we take a left side of the map. Let's re-secure the right side. Just don't let Extreme Gaming get out there. Because there is a possibility. Again, it's a Sapphire. If he can get to sight the Vice, he's got the cookie charges. If they can get the initiation, a lot of ifs. But it is possible for Extreme to win a fight. Not without the Terrorblade, though. So that's going to be a free high ground hit. 2 lanes of barracks should be acquired here for Falcons.
Nothing to say.
It's a nasty combo. These rocket flares just giving not only just canceling blink daggers, giving the information for the Ember Spirit. He then can go in deep, catch those heroes before their blink comes back up. X-Nova spotted. Does not get him on the chains.
Falcons use this hero better than almost any other team I've seen. They have very good conceptual understanding of what the clockwork gives you, other than, you know, cogs are broken, like, whatever. You can say that about any spell. In really smart ways. Rocket players are constantly scouting, gang targets, or threatening heroes on lanes. It's giving you vision initiation in the fight for your other cores, but it's not necessarily the clockwork going in himself. And then I feel when Falcons do play around this hero in the team fights, the cogs are always creating some sort of disjoint. It's splitting the fight up.
Mà bộ pha con lên là chân lên nè.
Half of XG in this game are on one side of the cogs, hook shot, the other half on the other half. And Falcons, they're so good at picking heroes apart, displacing them with a lot of their lineups. It's like half your team is dying, and you're caged off from that half, and you're just watching them die. It's really obnoxious. It's also a great hero to reinitiate. If you kite out the first half of a fight and then want to go back in, there's almost no better support at guaranteeing that you can find a catch in that situation than the clockwork. So it actually really fits a lot of the things they look for. It's available. This might be a hero you have to ban against this team and just let something else through that is more one-dimensional. Yeah. Because the other issue with this type of abuse is it's very hard to come up with solutions for it. Like, you can't really itemize against clockwork, you know? What are you buying to do hook shot cogs, rocket flares? It's not a hero where, I'm playing against Viper, I can buy dispels and hurricane pikes and stuff. It's not...
Nhưng khăn đây là ta vui nhưng mà mơ bánh nữ ta style late game nâng late game từ bao giờ late game bay mà sang kia. Và đau vai cái bay làm fall giờ hư rồi. Đánh si bánh map này. Cho này này. Cho này bóng. Cho này. Chơi sợ lột lăng lỡ đi.
Unfortunately, the damage over time is still too much.
Đã chìm mơ đi rồi.
Doom is, by the way, ridiculous. 66 damage. Level 20
it's juicy. Always need to make sure this hero is viable.
It's too much.
20k net worth lead.
Bye bye.
Hexford, NTS. Okay, and they got to add on so there's your increase in control. There are nice control mechanisms if you can land them. I'm a little worried about what this Ember is going to do with A on disc. Level 25. Double Sleight of Fist. All those remnants to work with. Very hard to nab Maureen here. He's just
going
going in.
He does get hexed. He gets cookie. Gets controlled up. The Hound is going to pop. They have the follow-up disables. The Fiend's grip. Follow-up. X-Nova's even going to die. Okay, he almost died there.
I had to wait a little longer.
Just a little bit longer, or maybe the cookie follows up the Fiend's grip a little bit faster.
Still, it's on cooldown. You could smoke here, try and surprise jump Falcons.
But look, some Falcons against this Clockwork. No chance. They do manage to get the telekinesis toss back, so maybe they kill the clock.
Tanky.
hai ta gì đi đây nè từ sụp tạng chuồn anh khăn ở Philippines ấy cuột an ấy nó vậy mình ta tới tranh như Khmer đi ban nơi Khmer bờ nơi Khmer ban nơi tư như vậy men nơi Khmer bạc hai trăm trăm rùa si rùa mê mê thiên club ở lỡ lõ sủa tiết miền sợ bồn đó bên đây chi kho ba đây giờ đấy nó Khmer strong pop anh cuột an cái nè đo Philippines này nè ban khăn nơi Khmer hơi rút chọc Khmer tới Philippines với ngày từ tới Philippines tới chơi player tier 2 tier 3 đấy tier 2 tier 3 đấy tier 1 cái là tier 1 thằng nhà nơi Philippines là mạch không phải
it's a problem. I think it fits that category of these anti-carriers like the Viper that's just his style to a T. Too many problems to solve in the draft, and I think teams are having an issue formalizing how you want to team fight Falcons right now. Right? How do you maintain your formation? How do you deal with the front line collapsing so quickly? How do you propose something against them that they have to deal with? It feels like they're just kind of shrugging everything off and getting their lineups and then going, yeah, you beat us. You know, we're not going to worry about what you're doing. We're going to make you beat us. I haven't really seen a team challenge them on some of those areas yet, so it'll be interesting to see how they fare against some of the other top dogs in this event, draft-wise, and if they can continue to adapt. But man, the gameplay is looking pretty solid. If you're XG, there's a lot of holes in the ship right now that you got to plug. Right, it feels way too one-dimensional. I think they're just going back to this. Not 4 protect 1, but a lot of the eggs in the Ame basket. He's not in a game where this carry has good core matchups a lot of times, makes it harder. And they